You're listening to the We Are Libertarians podcast network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 14, 15. What are we on, Dakota? Don't even know.
This is 14. This is 14.
The last one was unlike episode number 13, so this is episode 14 of the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast with Jeremiah Morrell and Dakota Davis.
Did you upload that as 13?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You don't check our feed?
It's probably not going to do that well then.
I think it's going to be okay.
We're going to have to redeem ourselves tonight.
We have an all-star panel today scheduled.
Not
present
not
necessarily.
Yet, yeah.
So in the room with us today is Dakota, my dog Riley. We're playing inside because we've been rained off of the porch. It's a little bit sketchy out there with raindrops coming down, and we are joined by a man of so many titles. Mr. Darrin Jacobs has joined us finally after all this teasing. He's finally broken away from the bondage of Spiceland, Indiana, and made it back up here to Newcastle in the evening to record an episode. Welcome, Darrin.
Thank you. I don't think I could take the teasing much longer. I had to show up.
So the laundry list of titles that Darrin has that I'm aware of, he's an out-of-work machinist.
I didn't know that one was going to get added, but yeah, that's true. It's true.
That's what I remember you with. You were with Rolls Royce,
absolutely. Yeah.
And then something. They decided they're not making cars anymore, or don't need nearly as many cars. Now they're in the airplane business, and it's frictional unemployment. I don't know.
The downturn there was President Obama. He wanted to pull our troops back from the Midwest. Mostly, we were making airplane parts for the government. So
I understand.
Government cutbacks
Killed me.
That's
the way it goes. So then, the day job for you nowadays is a nice, cushy Tuesday to Friday gig at the county courthouse. Every weekend's a 3-day weekend. You're the plane commissioner or the zoning administrator? What's the official title?
So my title is the zoning administrator, the Henry County zoning administrator. I work directly for the Henry County Planning Commission.
All right. And then on my list of titles for Darrin, you are the former chairman of the Henry County Democratic Party.
Correct.
So former, you're out of that. You're recovering.
I'm still a precinct committeeman, though.
Yep. All right. And then you have so like Spiceland 1. What's the precinct?
Yes.
How many do you have in Spiceland?
2. There's 2 precincts in Spiceland.
Precincts. All right.
Really?
So you and another
Spiceland
individual.
Township.
Yeah. Let's see. You are the the town council president. You're serving as on the town council in Spiceland, Indiana, overseeing a town. How many people live in Spiceland?
It's about 800 people, but
basically one house for everybody that works at Draper.
Pretty close, yeah.
The big employer.
Spiceland is now though the second largest municipality in Henry County, second only to size-wise, land-wise, second only to Newcastle.
Are you behind Middletown and Knightstown in population, or
yes, in population, they're both around 1,000 people.
But you're annexing your empire. You're at some point.
Don't tell the plans.
Yeah.
Don't tell the plans.
Yeah. Hey, look. At this point, after the last episode, I feel like I may need to be in a town with the worries I have about flushing my toilets. I may need to work out a deal so that Spiceland comes all the way up here and takes in White Estates.
We're on our way to White Estates.
I'm actually legitimately surprised that the town of Spiceland would elect a Democrat. Like, that actually legitimately surprises me.
You're not the only one, are you?
The only Democrat in Spiceland? Pretty close.
The only Democrat that lives in Spiceland?
Well, the small towns, you guys understand, it's kind of whoever is willing to serve sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I'm the appointed Libertarian on the Henry County Park Board, and they made me president. Okay, so I understand how that works out. Sometimes it's about once you're serving, it's whoever's gullible enough to do the job. So let's see. We've we've covered most of the titles. Is there anything else that we've forgotten that that we have for you? You're a super fan of Boss Hog of Liberty.
Absolutely. Yeah. Long-time listener.
Been
first
listening
time
to most of these.
participant. Yeah.
You do have an army of code enforcement officers that go around and round up stray birds or anything else.
I'm the jack-booted thug, I believe.
Yes.
Isn't that what
Yes.
the
Well, I had
statist
some volunteer chickens that hatched earlier this year.
they were delicious, by the way. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for waiting until they were old enough to harvest.
So are you gonna clamp down your iron fist if I decide to build a garage on my property?
See, you're in Newcastle. I don't have jurisdiction over Newcastle.
So let's
only
get into
Jeremiah.
This is a town.
Only
So let's get into this a little bit. So your day job is you're the zoning administrator,
correct? Yeah.
and we won't get into we're just going to talk, I guess, about the logistics of how this stuff works. Not whether or not some of our people are going to be from the anarchist side, so they're going to say, well, we shouldn't have zoning at all, and why are you talking to this guy? And he's a Bernie bro socialist, and Darrin and I call each other comrade. I don't know what you call me, but we do this.
I just call you friend.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. But it's it's all fun and in jest, and it works for everybody. But you are responsible for you have the town or the county. The county sets zoning rules.
Correct.
Anything that's basically not inside of an established town or inside of the city of Newcastle, in our county of about 50,000 people, the towns either say that they're going to observe the county ordinances or they're going to have their own, right?
Right. Yeah, right now, I mean, I have most of the county, including most of the municipalities. There's only 2, Newcastle and Knightstown, that have their own zoning, their own building. There's a couple of towns that have opted out of zoning. I think the state would say that they have their own, but I don't know that they have anything legitimately.
Where are these free places?
Well, see, that I was starting to think about this because we were talking about the free state, right? We have a few of those towns.
We have some free
here.
towns. Do I need to move to Greensboro for total autonomy?
Greensboro, Caddis, and Kennard would get you, get you there. You can do whatever you want. Now, of course, Kennard has almost as much, or I'm sorry, Caddis has almost as much problem with their sewage as you do, so I don't know if that's where you want to go.
Yeah. Caddis feels like the whole thing's on a hill, though. I feel like at least their stuff would leave. But in my neighborhood, it's all flat field.
Right. Caddis is an interesting area in itself. I was driving through Caddis one night. It was like 3 a.m. It was on a call out. I was working, and I drive past this little church that sits on the side of the highway. And as I'm driving by, and on the highway, I smell propane gas, like extremely strong, like singing my nostrils. It was strong, and so I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if that's a good thing."
Welcome to Caddis.
So I turned around and went.
I mean, Caddis has a plant of your company's, do they not? A peaking plant? They call it the Caddis plant, don't they?
Yeah, no. Technically, the address is actually weird. The address is actually considered Newcastle.
Okay. I think the sign says it's Caddis, though, or Cadiz if you're from if you're from the Indianapolis media.
It just says Henry County Generating Station.
Okay.
It's an awesome facility.
You don't have any responsibility. It's got to be new. It's like the newest thing. I remember the picketers when they were trying to build that back in the day.
Yeah.
Before the latest energy crisis that we'll touch on.
And that plant, #1 taxpayer in Henry County.
That plant is?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know
So,
that. They have a beautiful facility in there. Like, I would love to work in that place. Dream job.
Does it work all the time? Does it?
No.
I think it's just a peak. It's only works when they have to, right?
Yeah. It's a natural gas peaking
It's probably
station.
working today.
Oh, yeah.
Being a hot
most
day.
definitely. Except you really can't tell unless you, are in the yard there. And see, we do inspections and maintenance work inside of that yard. And if you're in there and they fire up one of the generators, it is intense. Like, it'll scare the crap out of you.
Rattles you?
Yeah. But then whenever you're on the road, which is a football field away, you can't hear it. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Must have been good planning putting that in.
That's before my time. Before my time.
That's a few zoning administrators away.
That's right. That's right.
So it seems like I accidentally get myself wrapped up into whatever. I read the newspaper and then I can't hold my comments and then I say something and then all of a sudden you end up going to a bunch of board meetings and and you get involved. That's the way life works for me.
Right.
At least. It all happened. That's what happens when you take the newspaper. The lesson I want the listeners to learn is don't read the newspaper, don't get involved, and then you won't have to deal with any of these issues.
Be blissfully
happy.
ignorant. Yes.
So the Planning Commission is made up of a handful of elected and appointed officials, plus some citizen appointments, right?
Right.
Or some appointments by different boards, like the commissioners appoint some people, and then you're
Right. It's all state statute. We have a commissioner who has to be, one of those three members, a county councilman,
county council person.
county council
sir.
person. Thank
Be
you.
careful.
Actually, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. The county surveyor, the county's ag extension agent, and then also then the other 5 appointments are all made by the county commissioners, but 4 of them have to be unelected citizens, and a 5th one is a township trustee. And there can be
they have to be? Or they're supposed to be township trustees?
Yes, supposed to be a township trustee, and there can be no more than 3 of the same party.
Right.
So there's a party split there.
Do you remember that I was nominated at one point for one of these positions?
I remember there was some discussion of that. Yes,
I was one commissioner said, "Hey, we want to put Jeremiah up," and then it died for lack of a second because another commissioner thought it had to be a Republican.
So obviously, traditionally, 2-party system, but
Right.
yes, the state would allow that a Libertarian or even someone who has no affiliation.
Right.
So
yeah,
independent.
your predecessor had recruited me and said, "Hey, come to this meeting. We'll appoint you. It'll be fine.
Well,
no big
she
deal."
had Libertarian leanings, so
Well, sure, that's fine. She got hired. I don't know. I mean, they'll invite they'll hire a Bernie bro. So it's
I'm the county token Democrat.
That's
so-
right. You appointed me to the. I don't know if it's because I was just your Libertarian friend and you wanted to give me a pity position, or if it was because I'm the park board president. But I got appointed to we're doing a master plan, so I get to see the machinations from the inside at the meetings I can make. What's the name of the committee that we're serving on?
It's the steering committee for the comprehensive plan.
Yes. So we
like our big titles for everything, don't we?
Yeah, it's another conference room in a county building where we talk about things from experts telling us what we should be doing. They copy what the next county over did, sell it to for $100,000 or so, and then put your name on it and say, "Here you go."
Well,
now you've got one.
Newcastle Park Board discussion of that recently. Some people have looked through their park board and have noticed that there was some other town names in there.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
May have not got changed from their consultant.
When you go to Dakota, you're working on your degree at WGU, Western Governors University. Plagiarism is frowned upon in the educational world, but it's just fine if you're if you're a consultant.
Absolutely.
You can resell the same report 5 or 6
don't know
times.
Just
how it's
ask
gonna work
anybody
for
from
me.
ALEC, right? Just pass the same legislation around
Right,
from state
right.
to state.
That's right.
Plagiarism got me through high school.
I didn't go to high school. So
Thanks to plagiarism, I was 11th in my class.
well, it's try, so you had like 22 people.
Yeah, we were the largest class in school history.
How many in your class?
84.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I am a proud alumni of Tri-High as well. And my class, I think there was 44 in my class. And I went to Purdue for a short period. And a friend of mine who we both graduated from Tri, we roomed on the same floor. And I like to tell people that I roomed with more guys in my dorm room than what I graduated with. So there was 45 guys sharing a bathroom, and I only graduated with 44 in high school. So
That's incredible.
There were, I bet there were, by the time I went to Blue River Valley here in Henry County. That's the one county school I went to for part of 5th grade and 6th grade before I said I'm done. And I became homeschooled and went back to my childhood in the 1940s. And there were probably about 50 to 60 people that graduated from Blue River that year.
Yeah.
From the class of 01. We've been waiting and trying to delay today. Our 4th guest, our mystery guest, is promising that he's going to arrive. We'll if he actually shows up, we'll reveal who he is, and if not, we'll definitely reveal who he is and shame him for standing us up because, my time's not that valuable, but Darrin and Dakota's time is very valuable.
Very. Incredibly.
Yes. I don't know where I was going. There was a story there. There was a smart aleck comment about the schools, and I've lost it. So
Interesting.
That's all right. Anyway, so double the number of people for Dakota compared to Darrin.
Yeah.
What was the baby boom for?
There's been a huge influx of parents and students themselves that are getting away from that want to leave Newcastle.
Yeah.
Is essentially what it is.
Are there people that live in Newcastle that are just commuting down
right?
to try?
Ever since I
they allow
believe
people to
right,
change school districts on their own.
Yeah, it was whenever I was in like 6th grade or something. They started allowing people to change.
Did you go to Newcastle schools and then made the decision to go, or you were always at Tri?
I was at Blue River and then at Tri.
Oh, okay.
So
you went to 5th and 6th grade at Blue River?
No. I went to kindergarten and 1st grade at Blue River.
All right. That's what it was. That's where this came from. So we've been killing time waiting on this other guest to show up, and we were revealing the years we graduated from school. And Darrin and I are very close. Darrin is the class of 98, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm the class of 01, so he would have been a senior and I would have been a freshman. And
I think at this point, I'm probably the second oldest person to be on your podcast, right behind Clay Morgan, maybe.
Lisa Crosby.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I forgot about
I don't
Lisa.
know. I haven't seen the documents, so I don't know exactly how old she is, but I'm
Well,
pretty
I'm
sure she's older than I am. Because
I
I know her
was-
kids are of age now, so...
I would say if you asked her, she would tell you 29.
Exactly. Yeah. She continues to celebrate her 29th birthday. Yeah. So she keeps showing up here. She's going through a little career change, by the way. A little Lisa update for everybody while we're waiting on our mystery guest to appear. She's going to be a flight attendant. So she lives down in Miami, but she's signed on with an airline that's based in Indianapolis that does a bunch of regional routes. And she was here for my little birthday party we had last week. And so she got to hang out again. Every time I have a party at my house, about once a month, she seems to be in town. I see her more than my friends that live in Newcastle, and she lives in Miami.
You don't see her more than me.
I said my friends. You're a hostage situation. You're my official co-host. I consider you to be one of my best friends, but you just like to hide on me.
You are standing at my wedding.
I am. That's true.
You're helping us.
I'm an emergency pinch
You're
hitter.
Be our role model for the bachelor party.
Oh,
someone who
gosh.
keeps things in line.
No,
Designated driver.
No, God, I hope not. No, that'd be the most miserable assignment of my
I
life.
wouldn't do that.
I'm quitting
to
right
her.
now.
I'm not that mean.
Oh my gosh, no, please not. So Dakota is getting married in mid-November, so we're starting the process of planning his bachelor party, and he's got a best man who's in charge.
Yep.
And but nobody lives here. Dakota and I are the only two that live in Central Indiana. Everybody else is, one guy's in the Middle East and two more are in the South.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of meet halfway in Tennessee.
One's in Afghanistan right now. The other one is...
you got one in Florida and one in Bama?
Yep. One lives in Florida and one lives in Alabama.
That's the way to have your friends. Scattered across the
scattered.
country.
That way you can just see them barely enough. That way when you see them, you actually care. And they can't just do a drop-by like I did on Dakota. One night this week, I was coming back home from I had a junior leader meeting.
That was that was yesterday.
No, it was 2 days ago.
Did he let you
Tuesday.
in his house this time? Or
No.
Still outside?
I've been in the house a couple of times now.
Okay.
But, I rolled by. So I've got this knack. We have a group chat. The Wall Empire has a group chat on Facebook. I like to take a picture of his house, take a picture of it and put it in the chat and just let him know that I was there. I saw him. And the door was open in his truck. It turns out he was replacing the stereo that he had stolen from him. Very high crime rate over on H Avenue.
Yep.
Or whatever street name you want to call it. North of Q is what he is.
Yep. We've talked about it before. It's the housing projects in Newcastle. But
just north of Baker Park.
It's cheap. It's cheap to live there.
Absolutely. You can find great values all over Henry County. Spiceland, Henry Township, Newcastle, anywhere you want to be. A wonderful place to live. This is your chance for a pitch for your town.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yes.
I wasn't picking up
Yes.
on it. Yes. Please join us in Spiceland. It's a beautiful town. Love to have you live there.
It's the second most prestigious place in the entire community, other than Westwood, where the mayor lives. It's a wonderful place to be.
Okay, I can't comment on that. I've been
One of his many residences.
He lives there part-time. During election season, he lives in the town.
Residency is a state of mind. Wherever you choose, wherever you think you live is where
That's
you
right.
live.
You guys are trying to get my
unless-
Democrat
like
card.
gender.
taken
Unless you're Charlie White, and then you go to jail. But it's fine. It's whatever.
Your residency is just like your gender.
It's whatever you
Social
identify with at the
construct.
time.
I can't believe that the chickens still haven't come up yet. I mean, we
talked about it a little bit.
We're
So
20 minutes into this podcast, and you guys haven't grilled me yet.
We
on this. I can't
are, 18 minutes in.
Yeah.
So what, okay, let's do it. chickens. Henry County has has
The special
an
guest
ordinance.
is going to feel left out now. 'Cause
Well, I'm sure he's going to get his
tease me.
notepad out and record some stuff. So I'm trying
That's
to
his fault.
not
He's
get into a whole lot here.
He's 63 minutes late.
It's true. He asked for a minor delay. We compensated, and now it's just been offensive to the entire community. The Wall Empire has been upset. Dear leader Chris Spangle is probably going to provide. There will be some sanctions. He may be uninvited to one of the future parties.
There's going to be a public apology issued. You can.
There's a long list of public apologies in this world that have to be done. In fact, you and I owed one. We went on the boat trip, and Chris said he was going to come with us, and he didn't. And
Chris owes
he
us
said,
a public.
Yeah,
apology.
he said he was going to
Yeah.
give us a public apology. I'm still waiting for that. So that's the way it goes. So chickens. If I live in Henry County, as I do, I can see Newcastle from the front porch, just like Sarah Palin can see Russia. 5 doors down is the city of Newcastle, but as of now, I'm in your empire, sir. What? How many chickens am I allowed to have?
Well, I want to pivot first, though. There's
Okay.
something else you've brought up several times about that you say you live in Henry County and
Yes.
you can burn, correct?
I'm aware of that. Yes,
That's what you've said.
Yes.
That's not true.
I know that the commissioners will say that there's a burn ban.
No.
At a time.
No, not a burn ban. On the ordinances, open burning is illegal in Henry County.
Then why do we have a burn ban?
I'm just telling you. Just telling you.
So we generally don't allow it anyway, but then there's times where we really, really don't allow it.
That's right. We extra special don't allow it.
Henry County hates freedom. If you love freedom, do not live here.
That's rough. That's rough, isn't it?
Well, Dakota's building a compelling case.
No chickens.
No
No
chickens.
burning.
There's a fellow in Delaware County who has a collection of Corvairs, who's being told that he has a junkyard because he has 200 or 300 on his property. I suppose that's a problem in your if somebody complained down here too.
He has a bunch of late night show hosts.
Not
In his
Colbert's,
yard?
Corvairs, an air cooled car.
You're way too young for dad jokes. That's bad. That's bad.
He legitimately doesn't know what the hell a Corvair is the problem.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
remember Ralph Nader? Remember Ralph Nader?
No, he's the guy that cost Pat Buchanan the election in 2000
Yep.
for president.
Okay.
Ralph.
He's the one who cost Al Gore the presidency.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of those Gore voters meant to vote for Pat Buchanan. They punched the Chad for the wrong guy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, there were four. There were like four. Well, we'll throw the Libertarian in there too. If I wasn't a Libertarian at the time, there were 4 people that were George W. Bush, Al Gore were the two, the Democrat and the Republican in the 2000 presidential race.
Those two
Back
that
when you were
everybody
4
knew
years
about.
old. And then Ralph Nader was the Green Party, probably. I think Pat Buchanan was the Reform Party candidate, what was left of when Ross Perot run for president in 92 and 96. And then Libertarians, I don't even know who the hell they ran at that time. I'd have to go back and check our history books to see who the Libertarians had. But yeah, Ralph Nader and Al Gore were the liberal candidates, and Nader stole a bunch of votes from Vice President Gore and cost him the election. And then there will be a bunch of people that say that people meant to vote for Al Gore and they accidentally voted for Pat Buchanan down there as well in Florida. But this is all news to you, right? You don't know anything about any of this?
No, I really don't.
That's sad. Makes you feel old, doesn't
This
it?
is what I deal with, yeah.
Welcome.
He was 4 years old. He has no idea. Like, modern politics turned nasty in about 2000. That was the birth of cable news and the absolute division. And here we are 17, 18 years later.
Was that the beginning of Red State, Blue State? Was
Yeah,
that
I think that's when it came about.
Yeah.
I think that's when, like, Fox News had been around just a little while, and that's where they went wall-to-wall political coverage constantly instead of feature shows. I think that's
Whenever,
the line in the sand. It went to the presidential race went to the Supreme Court. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. No. Had no idea.
This is all news to you.
It's all new.
Who's your civics teacher? Let's go find him.
It was,
So-
C.J. Miller. C.J. Miller, everybody.
So wow, my God, I had no idea this was going to be the way this was going to go. Well, we're waiting on Travis, but yeah, they called it all came down to Florida.
Now
The
you've
presidential.
revealed who the secret guest is.
Well, no, Travis Washington of the of the Greensboro Picayune. Yeah, so all of these networks called Florida for Gore and said he was going to win the presidency. And then they said, no, maybe it's Bush. And then they said, no, never mind. And so they had like a 50-day fight that went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court to decide who won Florida. And they were doing a recount, a manual recount, and they kept counting ballots, and they finally said, the hell with it, we're done. Stop counting. George Bush is leading. He's going to be president. By the way, Jeb Bush was the governor of the state of Florida at the time, so he might have had some ability to...
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it's always good to have your president, your brother be the governor. So yeah, that's how we got George W. Bush.
Interesting. All I know about Florida and their political history is I come from a very right-leaning household, super Republican, and I remember and that's how I was raised. So I always, there's no other choice. And
do they approve of your rebel ways now?
No, not at all. And
do they equate being a libertarian with almost being a liberal? I mean, do they feel like you've gone far to the left now?
Hardcore. And then
just keep coming a little bit farther and you'll be on the right side.
Yeah.
Then, if you get any closer, he's going to happen. He's going to take 40% of the money out of your wallet.
Yeah. I feel there's been an interesting transition as whenever I started in the Libertarian Party to where I was more liberal. I was a very left libertarian whenever I first started. And then, I don't know, probably just since Trump got elected, I have become so fed up with the liberal left, I've been driven more and more to the right side of the libertarian spectrum. As far as liberty and authoritarianism, I'm more towards libertarian.
Right.
Very hardcore libertarian in that sense, but I just get so irritated with lefties now. I do. Like the way that you see them on TV, which I know it's horrible.
Bleeding out of their facelifts.
And the way you see it,
I'm
not
so
necessarily
offended
you.
right now.
Like I have
not necessarily you.
A family friend, and you probably know him, Dale Cole, and Dorothy Cole. Okay,
he's on his planning commission.
Dale's great.
Dale is a good. Family friend.
Dale has lost a number of elections as well. I ran for office when Dale ran for office.
He's a faithful Democrat. He has been he was party treasurer for many years. He's been Democrat club president for many years. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Anyway, go on. Yes, Dale Cole.
Dale Cole is
7 of our listeners know who Dale Cole is. Go on with your Dale Cole story.
He's a good family.
Darrin will get him an iPad and show him how to download this so they can listen.
Yeah, lifelong family friend. My dad and Chris, his adopted son, are great friends, and so the Dale Cole generation, your generation of Democrats are different than my generation of Democrats.
Oh my God!
Dale
Cole is literally like 80 years old, and I got lumped in.
I separated you two.
No, you didn't.
I said the Dale Cole generation, and then the Darrin Jacobs generation.
I believe that the line that millennial Dakota just drew is the generation that goes from Dale Cole all the way down to the graduates of 1997 or so. Those old people.
All those old people.
All these
I will
old
say
people.
this though. I mean, and to give you some credit. I mean, I feel like my entrance into the Democratic Party was through work, actually through unions first. Right. So I mean, I almost consider myself more of a union Democrat. I mean, that's kind of where I got started. I mean. I don't have a problem with saying that I'm a liberal Democrat or a progressive Democrat, but I mean, when it comes to union issues, along with a lot of the Chrysler Democrats that have been around here, I mean, that's kind of the side that I lean towards. I mean, I'm young enough that a lot of the social issues, I'm a lot more liberal than what's around Henry County, but you drop me off in California or New York, I might be a full-blown Republican there,
Right. Yeah. It's like John Gregg is, John Gregg's a Democrat here, but you put him in another state. Your gubernatorial candidate, and he could not be the Democrat nominee in Oregon or California. No. There's just,
Right. No, and that's what I mean. Like the Democrats are going to come across here in the Steel Belt are the Chrysler Democrats, and I've been in 2 unions in my short-lived career in the electrical field, and I've also been not a part of a union.
Are you currently in the union?
Yeah, I currently am.
Okay.
And
I know is that a requirement of your? Well, now we're right to work.
Yeah, we're right to work, so it's not a requirement. but it is expensive.
The lovely Sarah Potter was not in the teachers union. She got a lot of pressure to be in the teachers union, but she never joined.
We have a website.
She's a protester,
the
silent protester.
The International Brotherhood
Anti-solidarity.
of Electrical Workers. Yeah. The IBEW 1393 is my current local.
So have you had an opportunity to go hang Christmas lights on the Monument Circle yet?
That is the first year. I was an inside wireman first, which is IBEW 855 in Muncie, Indiana. The people who hang the Christmas lights are from IBEW 480 now.
Oh, so I didn't know. It's a specific local then.
It's the Indianapolis local,
okay.
and it's their
I just
fifth
thought it was
year
IBEW.
Their 5th year apprentices right before they become journeyman wiremen.
Before they're really valuable members of the union, that's
right.
when they'll let them.
You put them at the top of a monument.
When you're still expendable.
That's kind of
but
like
if you've made it, we can't possibly risk you.
It's like hazing, right?
That's
It's
right.
like it's like your initiation into the
Right.
union.
It's
Go
like
up to the top of the monument.
It's
plug
like being
that
at 40 feet up off the bucket truck and seeing if your heart rate goes off, right?
Yeah.
If you make it through this, we'll let you join.
Whenever
we'll let you stay.
and I don't know if they did this in the union that you were a part of, but whenever they swore us in, like before you get sworn into the union as a first year apprentice, your journeyman wireman or whoever you're working with, all of the older guys they'll start like asking you, like whispering in your ear, like, so are you going to be riding?
He's trying to back out right now,
Yeah.
this second, and I texted, "Better late than never." Darren's panicking over here.
That's all right. Hey,
we'll see what happens.
I will carry the full show.
We'll see what
I will
happens.
be the full guests over here.
Yep. He's
I
getting the full Clay Morgan treatment.
That's true.
But
Clay won a county council race.
Yeah.
Twice.
Oh, wait. Now, come on.
I've
turned
already-
nasty here.
I've lost 2 races. I'm in 2018. I may go for a third. You don't know.
So you didn't put that in my resume, but yes, I was a
That's
former
right.
candidate for county council.
yes,
It was one of those situations. I was currently at that time I was the chairman of the Democratic Party, and I'm out there recruiting candidates, and I couldn't find a candidate to run for that district, which I lived in.
and you forgot to run for the district you actually represented anyway.
That all got worked out administratively. It's okay.
Of course. Please continue.
But I thought it was my duty as county chairman to put up or shut up. So
I'm glad you ran because every person that voted for somebody in a county council that race that year actually had a choice.
yeah,
There were 4 races. There were 3 libertarians that challenged the incumbents, and then you challenged the incumbent Republican. So, which was a big thing. Elections need to have people on the ballot, and everybody had to interview for their jobs. So.
and I think we all pulled about the same percentage. Actually, you did probably. Did you do the best? That year?
No. I was.
Or was Lisa?
Lisa did very well. I did not spend any money. I think I put down $50, and Dick Bauslag I don't think spent a nickel.
Yeah.
He had 78% of the vote, and I had 18% of the vote or so.
I bought 100 signs.
Yep.
So I think I spent like $300.
Yeah.
I bought 100 signs, and that was it. Put them out, and no mailers, no knocking on doors. I was busy working other candidates who I thought had better chances than I did. So
it's that's the way it goes. But it was I put a lot more effort into a state rep race 2 years before. A lot more effort, and this was just to put my name.
You had
on
a
it.
billboard.
I had a number of billboards. In
That's
my race in 2012.
how is it to drive down the road and see a
see
giant
yourself.
version of yourself?
It's creepy as hell. It's very creepy. It's very creepy. There was a funny picture I took of myself. We had one just on Broad Street, looking over a parking lot, and I parked my car in front of it, took a picture, just for the sport of it. It was entertaining.
Do they let you keep the giant billboard?
Oh.
It is. It's in the mini barn. I don't
No
know what
way.
to do with it, but I still have. One day.
Are you serious?
Maybe for the next party, what we'll do is we'll unwrap it and put it over the roof of the house.
Oh, that would be.
We might
that
do
would
that.
be wonderful.
We might do that for the next one if
So-
you can show up on time. You tried to not even come to my birthday party. You totally laid the groundwork to bitch out on me. Don't let that go unnoticed. But if you show up on
I
our
was
next,
busy making money.
it's understandable.
I was keeping your lights on, Jeremiah.
I do appreciate that. It got very warm outside.
And it would have been even hotter inside the house had I not been working.
That's fair. Anything to keep the lights on over here. That's a reasonable excuse. I'm not an unreasonable person, Dakota.
Okay.
So next party. If hopefully Darrin makes a party over here. I know he's got to get an excuse and a pass to get out, but we'll tell him. We'll tell Mrs. Jacobs.
My God,
it's a planning committee meeting.
He had to get a dining room table to come do a podcast.
We are the background on this podcast and the existence of it, and the reason I have the dear leader Chris Bengel's board is Clay Morgan, Darrin Jacobs, and Corey Murphy. The four of us. I think Clay started this, and he messaged all of us and said, "Hey, if we do a podcast, would you do it?" And we said, "Yeah, sure."
It was almost an idea of a Republican, a Libertarian, a Democrat, and
another Democrat.
Well, whatever depends on what room Corey's in, as to what party he belongs to. Sometimes
it's very clear at election time who he was endorsing. Anyway, especially in the superintendent public instruction race. So which is fine. I don't, I've got Democrat friends all the time. There's a damn communist in my living room right now, and I'm okay with it.
I can't believe you talk about Dakota that way.
I know.
Is it communist or
I feel
socialist?
More of a socialist, I would say. I don't know. I'm full of, can I be a statist socialist?
They're
or
one
does
the same.
that just become communist?
Socialist, communists are one and the
yeah.
same. You're still going to send us to a gulag.
I'm all right with it.
It's
I'm
all.
okay.
It's
I've
just
made
a matter
my
of who. It's just a matter of if you want to own the means of production or if you just want to steal the bounty on the back end of it. That's the way we have to decide.
Democratically, though,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, we
because
voted. It's
democratic
mine now.
socialism.
But you still pretend like you have some influence over
We
it.
voted to stand in line for this toilet paper.
I like it.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
Hey, we've been practicing. 14 episodes in, we are expert level shit posters around here.
Yes. You have no idea the amount of shitposting Facebook groups I'm in.
Yeah, and Dakota, by the way, has been practicing he's been working his diaphragm and he's projecting, doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
I've been working on it.
Working very hard.
He's had to turn the volume down for me.
I've been adjusting the volume over here the entire time. Check my text one more time here.
No, he said he's not going to make it.
Oh, yeah, he's...
I don't know.
Yeah,
I will reveal that Travis Weik, whatever, is
like
turned us
Budweiser.
down. Travis Weik, like Oppenheimer, is canceling on us at the very last minute. It will not go unnoticed, and I may cancel my subscription to his employer as retribution.
to the
I don't know.
the Brisket
Daily.
To the
Brisket
to
Daily.
the Brisket Gazette.
Yeah.
It's not a daily; it's 5 days a week now. It used to be 6, but there have been cutbacks. Maybe Kevin Green will appear at some point. I don't know.
He'd be a good one to have on here.
Kevin's fun. Kevin's a longtime friend. I knew him back when he was in the Rushville paper.
Yeah.
He covered my family down there when they were doing in the early stages of the Libertarian Party of Rush County.
I want to have Barron Trump on the show sometime.
You aim for the stars, young man.
Wow.
Barron Trump is my favorite
Barrett Trump
person in the current political climate.
And Barron
The
Trump
expert.
and all of his fidget spinners.
So
He's
what
so
what
funny.
what is the ambition? Who's the next one up? I mean, you've had a county councilman. You're going to get a commissioner in here. You're going to get the mayor in here.
I don't know.
Probably Dale Cole.
No, your attorney has talked
He's
about
fantastic.
coming on
Yeah.
here. He spoke at our
did.
Libertarian convention.
Yeah.
He's in
Yeah,
our
he
feed.
was really good too. I really like.
So at some
listening
point
to
he's
him.
going to come on here. I think Corey is committed to do a show or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got more people in the pipeline. It's
you
just
go.
a matter of time.
Scheduling, right?
Yeah.
Scheduling.
Well, I'll tell you what. It is tough to commit. My job takes me out of state, or should. I don't get out nearly as much as I should. Dakota has responsibilities, and then trying to schedule a guest. This is definitely a passion project. They don't make a whole lot of money doing the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast.
Wait.
But
A whole
I've
lot
been paying-
implies that there's a little bit of
I've been paying you out of my pocket. All of the money you've made has come out of my pocket.
all of the drinks.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get paid in drinks.
That did bring something up, though.
Yes, sir.
So I realized that the name was kind of forced on you, correct? I mean,
It was
is that-
absolutely. This is
okay. But here's my point. I mean, why is this not the moral majority or the silent the moral absolute or something like
Right.
that? I mean, this could be the O'Reilly factor. I mean, come
right.
on.
There's so many.
Your
There's so many
last
better
name could have been
choices.
so great.
They could have had so many other names for the show.
My idea for
Yeah.
the name of the show was Tomorrow's Leftovers.
That was
that was my
his
idea.
original.
That kind of sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah. It didn't have anything libertarian
At least
in the name.
this way, it can be the Boss Hog of Liberty with Jeremiah Morrell and Dakota Davis.
I see.
But if you look at the art that Dear Leader designed and put
Well,
on
it's
it,
obvious who the star
it
is.
says it's me, and Dakota doesn't even have a picture in there. Maybe for the second generation.
There is no picture.
So I'm waiting for them to put his head on Roscoe P. Coltrane. Right
Exactly.
Next to,
you could be one of the Duke brothers. You could be Roscoe. You probably are going to have to be Roscoe.
No. What?
Or the dog.
Cooter.
Yeah.
With the beard? I mean,
Yeah.
he's cool. Wait, he doesn't probably never even seen Dukes of Hazzard.
I've seen the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know most of it was fake, right?
It was? I thought it was a documentary.
No, it was like model cars and stuff. It was all little, like it was. They didn't wreck nearly as many cars as you think they did.
Really?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah. It was. It was like it's just one step above claymation. So yeah, that's the main side. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go back to my phone here to see what we were supposed to talk about. What we had programmed. Let's see. Birthday party report. We got into a little bit of that. Cord cutting is something I had recorded here. That was supposed to be just an open filler type thing. I found the price that's too much money for internet and TV, Darrin. Around here, it was $167 a month. I've got the Obama-funded internet, Metronet over here, the rural internet.
But you've reached your limit.
But
That was
I reached
the number.
Yeah, that was it. I was okay at $160 a month.
So what
for
you're
four.
saying is you needed some more government subsidies to bring it down a little bit so that it
Market
could be more
pricing,
affordable.
When they drove that price from 160 to 167, I said we're going to make other choices.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to ask the government for any more money. I said I'm going to go out into the marketplace and see what's there. So I went from having a DVR and four different screens and all of the cable channels I needed. Said the heck with it. And I know cable companies are going to be in trouble because I'm the sports fan guy that had cable and would always have cable. And Dakota's trying to look at the recorder to figure out how far into this thing we are. He's probably got other. Is she picking on you? She's saying you need to go home now?
I'm trying to think.
Homework is over.
I'm trying to think of all the stories that we can fit in the next 30 or so minutes.
We'll be fine. We can go as little as we need to. It's our podcast.
This will be like a We Are Libertarians podcast.
It could be
8 hours into the night.
We can keep Darrin here all night. He's already in trouble. Yeah. You're in deep now.
You're going to have to take the unfolded laundry off your guest bed.
We're gonna have to make the guest bed up. I've got another guest room too. We've got all kinds of spaces for
There are
you.
clean sheets on the upstairs one. The only thing that happened to him on Saturday was someone crying.
Oh, I think both people were crying in that one.
I only heard the one. I had my ear on the door.
Wow. Yeah. All right. We'll skim right by that one. I don't want to get into that. Wasn't me. As the great American philosopher Shaggy said, it wasn't me. Do you know who Shaggy was?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Wasn't me. Even
Yeah.
caught me on camera.
Yeah. All right. Good. You got one.
Do you feel better like having someone?
I am so happy to have
who
you here,
actually
Darrin.
might get your references and doesn't. You don't have to say. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I just look over and he's has no freaking clue.
Glazed over.
Yeah. Nope. Nothing.
No.
Nothing,
Too
old
old.
man. Please continue.
What'd you say, Del Cole?
I'm over here on my flip phone and waiting on my typewriter. Yeah.
You had a story you started on cutting the cord.
Yes. So we cut the cord and switched over to Sling TV, where I don't have MSNBC or Fox News anymore. I only have CNN, which you're not supposed to watch because the president's upset with them. So I don't have much for cable news, but I do have most of the other networks. I'm a big IndyCar fan. There's no secret. I'm like this. The IndyCars are my thing. So I need to have NBC Sports Network to watch the races, and that was my way of doing it. And then for football, you need to have NBC. So with Sling, you stream everything. It runs to your Xbox, your Kindle, your Kindle Fire Stick, your Chromecast, whatever it is, a Roku. All of those devices will let it work. You get a DVR, and I have ESPN. I have all these cable channels, but no true cable company. It's like $45 a month. So we're trying it for a couple of months here. I'm one day into not having cable, and I'm not shaking nearly as much as I thought it would be. But the honest truth is I wasn't watching, other than watching Brett Baer's report or whatever, and maybe an episode or two of Wheeler Dealers. There's not a whole lot of cable.
So
I
Was that a paid sponsorship, Dakota, from Sling TV?
Everybody take a drink.
Did Sling just pay for that ad?
Well, if they like what they hear, they can email me, Morrell@wearelibertarians.com, and we can start the relationship.
They might want to back out after I say my little piece. What difference does it have to the new Hulu live streaming for $40 a month?
Well, I don't know. I haven't compared them completely, but they do have a DVR. That was the thing that hooked me, is they have a DVR. 50 hours of DVR, and you can watch it on your tablet, on your phone. I still have unlimited data because I was smart and never canceled it when Verizon was stupid enough to offer that in their contracts. So I can use 50 gigs of data in a month, and they're contractually obligated to let me use it. So all of my recordings are there. So that's the reason I chose that over one of the other suppliers.
Yeah.
So have you signed up for Hulu?
I have the Hulu. Yeah, and I love it. Before we only had Netflix,
Right.
and it was like
You get tired of watching Hitler documentaries after.
yeah. That's exactly right. I didn't even know
You can only be
how
so
much of
woke.
a better way to put that.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like you just run out of things. Like, I feel like I've seen everything on Netflix.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
So you being from the Dale Cole generation, tell me about.
Well, back when we fought Hitler, wow.
Tell me about Normandy, old man.
Oh well, it was rough. we did something similar. We had satellite, and I don't know what the price point was, but it probably around the same number
Right.
you were talking. The 100 and whatever. Once it starts to get over that number, we canceled everything. We went with. We just use the Roku. We have a Netflix account and an Amazon account, and really I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Just
Yeah.
Netflix is for House of Cards and reruns of West Wing.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Greg Lenz, his fake father on the internet, and myself are huge West Wing fans. Not really a big fan of the Bartlett administration policies, but
I've never
a few
seen
times
West
along the
Wing.
way they're right.
Never seen West Wing.
Really?
No, I really haven't.
The first season or so is totally different than the rest of them, but season 2 to about season 4 or 5 you'd really like.
All right.
And after
I'll have
about
to watch
season
it.
5, it kind of starts to jump the shark a little bit.
I have to watch it. I'm
There's a
almost finished with Rick and Morty right now. So
there's a great podcast, West Wing Weekly.
Really?
Yes, it's very good.
Still recording now? They just watch them and give book
Oh
reports,
yes,
or what do they do?
It's oh boy, now I can't think of his name. But he was Will Bailey on the West Wing.
Oh yes, Molina.
Joshua Molina.
Yes.
And a friend of his, and they do each week is another episode of the West Wing.
Yeah.
And they're in the third season.
Over time, I've become a big fan of Aaron Sorkin stuff. The Newsroom and that show Studio
Right.
60 on Sunset Strip.
Yeah, I love
and
that
Molina
show.
is on damn near every one of his things.
Yeah,
he works
he's
his
Sorkin.
way into all of them. He's like a utility player for him.
They talk. Yeah, they actually do. They call them the Sorkin players. There's a group of them that pretty much go to every show he
they've
goes
used
to.
John Goodman in a lot of stuff, and Matthew Broderick, believe it or not.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys that just make an appearance. It's like who's Kill Bill, Django.
Oh, Sam
Quentin
Jackson.
Tarantino?
No, Tarantino, but he's got the same guys in a lot of his stuff. Sam Jackson and others. Yeah, same kind of deal. You got your cast, or Adam Sandler does too.
Kill Bill, what a classic! That is a classic movie.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yep.
Not The Fugitive or something.
You picked
I've
Kill
never
Bill.
seen The Fugitive.
Kill Bill over
Exactly.
Pulp Fiction, though. You ever seen Pulp Fiction? You see
Nah.
Pulp Fiction.
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
one
I
more
love
right.
Inglourious Bastards. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
You see Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Django's good too.
Yeah.
Now I'm offended. You've triggered Harry.
You don't like Django?
I like it just fine, but I wouldn't, just saying.
What? Those people don't like it?
So anyway,
Or trying, yeah. It's just awkward, Dakota. I don't know.
get back on the rails.
A fine American film. Very good theater.
What else do you have on your list of things to talk
So
about?
yeah, I've done the cord cutting thing, and because I made the switch over to that, yeah, we're still recording. Travis, you still recording? Yes, yes, we are. We're texting it right back to him now. We'll see if you, the listeners, if you all think hard enough and pray hard enough, and read the description, and see if he actually showed up or not.
What is it from Peter Pan? Everyone has to clap or something, right, to get Travis here?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, to get yeah.
Yeah,
Just tell him
I'm
that
sure
we'll
there's a Christmas movie of some sort that if you still believe in Santa Claus, maybe Travis will make it by the end.
This is a family-friendly podcast, right? So we're not going to delve into Santa Claus too much, are we?
If you want to kill Santa Claus off for an entire generation of libertarians, add that to your list of atrocities. Go right ahead, Darrin.
There is a
That get dumped in my lap, man.
Wow, he killed Santa.
there's a
You'd be surprised at the number of 7-year-olds at Tri Elementary that listen to this show.
I was in second grade, and I asked my dad if Santa Claus was real. I was a skeptic. And he just looked at me and said, well, what do you think?
He claims he's on his way.
And I said, I don't think that deer can fly. And he said, well, you're probably right. And then he was like, oh, wait, because my sister's like 3.5 years younger than me. And he goes, just don't tell your sister. Just don't tell your sister. First thing I did was running. I was like, Bailey, Santa's not real. And she's,
Older brothers are the worst.
I didn't have an older brother.
Exactly. Older brothers are the worst.
yeah. Point proven.
Yeah.
You did try to pry your younger brother's mouth open and pour Guinness in it.
He was leaving the party early. You don't do that. That's offensive to everybody.
So did your brother tell you that I talked to him on the phone? I crushed his dreams with my iron statist fist.
You seem to not want to allow industry or industrious people to do things in this community.
It's not me. I just enforce the rules.
All you have to do is look the other way.
That's what the cops say.
I've heard you say it in the public meeting, we only enforce things if somebody complains.
Well, we don't have enough people to enforce them any other way. So, I told him, I said, whatever you do, that's fine. I get a call, then I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
But no, I just crush his little dreams in underneath my
your iron fist,
my boot. Right.
That appears to be the way it's going. Your words, not mine.
I'm still building my garage without getting a permit first.
I'm giving the building inspector of Newcastle a phone call.
A few
tomorrow.
years ago,
to start looking at you.
A few years ago, there was talk of combining your group and the building inspectors group. Did they ever combine the fees and the structures?
No, I mean that's
Unigov, Henry County Unigov around here.
It's not going to happen. I mean, there's just too much there. I mean, it's somebody would have to give up some authority, some control, and that's just not going to happen.
Well,
it'll stay separate.
I've worked in the
y'all could
construction
just
industry.
give authority back to the people that own the land.
Well,
the property owners.
They have authority at the ballot box.
Yeah,
only if their elected representative decides that they're going to run and doesn't get an extra 3 years for free.
Oh, man, shots fired.
Man, this is like my...
it's the roast
I didn't
of Darrin
realize
Jacobs.
I had a house outside of the town limits of Spiceland. This is where it's going.
I'm looking forward to a forced annexation. And let's see, tomorrow you won't have time to find me for anything. Monday you'll have the day off because you don't have to work.
I'm a county employee.
So Tuesday you'll come out and find a violation. So by Thursday of next week I should have something in my mailbox.
We'll have you before the planning commission in no time.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be called before.
I've seen how the building inspectors do their job. I've been in the construction industry for a while, and
he's 21.
Yeah.
A while.
I mean, I was in the electrical trade, and I would think that if you're going to be inspecting a building on a college campus that is going to be housing hundreds of students, something you might want to look at is how the electrical work is being done. No. They go and they sit in the trailer, they talk to the foreman, sign it off, and leave. That is exactly how it goes because they get their pockets lined with...
Oh, no, come on.
Oh,
now
boy.
You've triggered it.
Oh,
now
no.
you've triggered it. The pocket line thing. The pocket line thing.
So that's we'll just graze over this for just a second. We talked about the electric thing where they built a power plant here about 10 or 15 years ago. Brisket Energy did. PSI or whoever they were at the time out on Cadiz. And now and this all predates you. This is not correct. This is already wheels in motion before you assume the helm of jackbooted thugginess. Henry County has rules set in place for the construction of wind turbines. Right? There's one in the county now that was built for Shenandoah High School that has one, but it's not a full scale or as large as some of the other some of what's proposed for their
248 feet.
Yeah, not as tall as some of them that's been proposed.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's a proposal of something 800 feet or 1,000 somewhere in that range.
No.
499.
Yeah, I mean they're all right around 5. I mean the towers are.
How tall is the Chase building in Indy?
I don't know. Because
at the time I looked at it and I said, well, compared that to that, and I was like, well, it's about the size of those buildings.
Yeah.
the Salesforce Tower that Jesse Riddle has to work in. The guy who's afraid of elevators and has vertigo, and now he works in the tallest building in the state of Indiana. It's hilarious.
Wonderful.
Anyway, so Henry County's been going through this deal for the last, they've probably been 10 years in the works trying to attract them and going through the process of bringing them in.
Yeah, 2009 was actually when the county council was discussing efforts to attract wind developers to Henry County, and then that's when they put in a wind ordinance.
So generally speaking, it's got pretty much smooth sailing until 24 months ago or so, roughly. And then there was some opposition to a farm that was, or what they call a wind farm is a wind installation of a number of turbines by one developer. So they call it a wind farm, and maybe 50 or 100 in an installation.
Well, I mean, they cause brain tumors. Don't you guys know
I'm
that? They kill cattle. They're killing cattle. They're killing birds. Giving people brain tumors, poisoning the groundwater. What more? I mean, God.
Well,
Did he watch Alex Jones again today?
We cannot
He watched Alex
allow
Jones.
these aliens. They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
So there was very limited opposition for a period of time. It sounds like the front door is open.
Uh-oh.
The media is here.
The media is
Smell
here.
the liberty up in here.
Well, listen to that voice. Have a seat, sir. We were just finally getting to the meaty part of the conversation.
Good. Now we can pivot. What
Yes.
else do you guys want to talk about?
Are you guys
briefly
talking about making Henry County great again?
Henry County's already great.
Dakota?
This is Dakota Davis, Travis, and you guys know each other from the meetings.
We've known each other.
Give me a little talk into that microphone there.
Henry County Libertarian Party chairs in the same room.
It's amazing, and a former Democratic chair.
Yeah. We have a vice chair, so we've agreed that the vice chair will be the one who will go fetch the beer.
If he wasn't hosting, he would certainly be doing
I forgot
that.
his name is on the
There's
podcast.
not
That's
I thought there'd be one of those screens. I haven't seen your setup before.
The screen that you have is the windscreen. That's on there. You don't require the other. It's one or the other. You don't get both.
Have you not watched my Facebook?
You can't have it both ways, sir.
The Rock, when he was singing "Thank You" in Moana, had one of the screens. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying you're making me feel not like The Rock right now.
Are you running for president in 2020?
No, but I know who I'm voting for.
Already?
The Samoan on the ballot. I just hope he's got the right letter after his name. That's all I'm saying. Straight ticket is the way to go. Are we not talking about that? No, never mind.
So
What were we talking about?
we were
wildly
working on.
distracted.
Yeah, sure. I'll take another one.
I've listened to your podcast enough to know that.
I have not had the Yingling Black and Tan.
It's finally legal in this state. Yes, Yingling Black and Tan, brought to you by Freedom in the state of Indiana.
Everybody take a drink.
Dakota, do you have an ad read over here for Yingling?
No.
What's that?
No, we
I
finally.
do have one for my lovely untucked shirt.
Are you wearing an untucked shirt?
I'm not wearing an untucked
Oh man,
shirt.
You've recently gotten an underwear contract. I heard, Dakota. You
An underwear contract.
Yeah, you've been buying underwear, and now they're advertising to you. You have some sort of relationship.
I bought one pack of underwear. They're called Pair of Thieves. I don't know if you've seen,
Does that mean?
I just bought them
Yes.
off
Does that
of.
mean
That's
you're
what it
stealing
means.
Big Jim and the twins?
That's
I
what
don't
it
know.
means.
I just bought them off of Amazon. I mean, they're comfortable. But now, every time I'm on Facebook, every ad that I see is a different freaking boxers.
Well, now my question, I have to ask because who wouldn't? Are they low rise? Are they boxer brief?
I wear boxer briefs.
Well, that's good. That's good. It's the best of both worlds, I think.
It really is.
Personally, I'm a Mantis kind of guy, but Walmart stopped carrying them, so I'm SOL
You've just got to make those last for another 40 years or so. The ones you have.
until they come back in style.
Free balling.
Now we have to pay Tom Petty for the rights to this song. Do you see what you've done?
No, Weird
Is that
Al
fair
does
use?
not. Yeah, Weird Al does not pay usage. He when
He's
does
simply
a
sampling
parody.
something?
No, when you do a parody, it's fine. He said free ballin', so he was obviously doing a parody. And Weird Al just goes up and is like, "Hey, Tom Petty, can I use your song?" And Tom Petty generally would say yes. I think there have only been 2 artists who told Weird Al no, and out of decency, he didn't do the song. But he can do whatever song he wants.
Yeah, I think that
Weird Al
I
is basically Citizens United.
See what's happened here?
right.
for
See, I've
parodies.
read an article.
He's stolen
where-
our podcast.
where
We were
Weird
dealing
Al
with the
Yankovic-
issues. Oh, I know it's okay with you.
It's okay with me. completely would just go off that.
Yeah, I remember back when Tom Griswold was still on Bob and Tom, and he would always work the
Tom
board.
Tom works there every day. Bob Kavoyan is
Bob,
who you're thinking of?
I apologize.
Yes, you're offending dear leader.
Oh my.
I'll pay homage to him. But yes, Tom's still there. Bob retired. Yeah, but
Where's
Tom,
Bob? Yes,
Tom works the board.
No.
He would.
Bob did.
No, when you would watch I would watch the video. And, okay, then what the hell was Tom doing when he wasn't listening to his guests? He was always working the board.
He was shopping for khakis.
For his
I can
Anyway,
neither
yes.
confirm nor deny
Anyway,
that.
I host the show and I try to make the sound somewhat decent with
No, it's
my...
just cool to watch you. I wish
Yeah.
there was a video feed.
Yeah,
That's
well,
my point. You could be more
someday.
like Bob and Tom.
Someday,
I wonder if
someday
anyone...
for the premium subscribers, we'll let them pay to see my drop cam, my Nest drop cam.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
You know,
Which I don't
wonder.
have.
Too bad we don't know anybody in the know who could kind of set you up with a similar amazing setup.
I'm
We
not
have
sure
stolen
how I
a
feel
number.
about that because-
We've stolen a lot of equipment from him already.
Borrowed. You borrowed it.
I have title to this now.
Do you?
I do. I was told.
Did you guys like race for pink slips or what?
I was going to do that with him the other day for his truck because he put some fake fenders on it and thought
Is
it was
that your
fast.
truck out there?
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, my truck is the gray one that doesn't have a wrecked fender anymore.
Oh,
Your truck is-
that's your truck?
Your
That's
truck
nice.
is gold.
My truck is gray.
Whatever the truck is.
Your truck is gold.
You're colorblind as hell.
Your color.
Okay, there's no color. I know a little about color blindness, and there's no gray gold color blind unless you're looking at that dress that was on the internet last year.
That's blue or gold, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to wind farms.
Black and tan.
No,
Oh, we're talking about
No,
wind
no,
farms
no, no.
with Darrin Jacobs and Travis Weik? Are you kidding me?
we were okay. We were okay with whatever Travis was talking about.
So
That's amazing.
We were just painting the picture. We
Are
were
we-
just
are you-
very, very quickly running by it.
There was
was
what started the conversation was
this is
lining the
great.
pockets. That was Davis's. That was
Dakota
Davis's-
said some smart ass comment about lining the pockets, and
I see he's familiar with how things actually work in Henry County.
No, just I wasn't necessarily talking about Henry County, more of Delaware County.
Oh, okay. Is this a pro vaping household?
not inside. Not inside.
Are you-
We vape
really?
outside.
No, it's a pro vaping household inside.
How
too.
long is the microphone cable?
what is up with the freedom in this house? Come
Yeah,
on,
hey,
now.
it's
my God.
Is this oppressive?
This
It's
is
all about
private-
voluntary association.
Yeah, private property rights. I get it. Look at you. Look at you. It's not.
See what
You know,
Darrin
what's
would
good
do.
for one is good for everybody.
What Darrin would do is he would have a vote, three of us vote, and then I have to let him do it in my house. And if not, he's going to fine me. And if I don't pay the fine, some guy with guns is going to show up and put me in jail.
Speaking
Because
of
I
which,
didn't, because I didn't
But
let
hey,
you do
well,
that.
hold
at
on.
least it was democratic.
yeah, at least that's right. On the plus side, how are those chickens doing?
We covered that.
Oh,
I think
I'm definitely
Well,
going to have to
we
listen to
we
this
actually
episode.
pretty,
We,
we actually pretty much skipped over that one
we
too
have-
because I listen to this podcast enough and know that all you have to do is get Jeremiah talking on something else and
Well,
move
see,
on.
I'm definitely going to have to listen to this one later to find out what
you might not
actual
want to
things.
listen. It got a little ugly there for a
Oh,
minute
that's
when
great.
you were texting.
Oh, I'm so excited. But I also know, having listened again to Bob and Tom, you don't go back. We don't
we're looking
revisit.
we're
We
looking
look
forward to
We move
when
forward.
we have responsible zoning in this community.
Are you a progressive? Are you a lefty, Travis?
Am I a lefty?
Yeah.
If I understand the Facebook chatter, I'm pretty damn Democrat. But
I think he's
I
bought
don't
and
know.
paid for, is
I
what
don't.
I've heard.
Yeah,
What I read in the
Bought and paid
I
for.
am.
What
I
I-
am the liberal media.
What I read in
I know
the
that as well.
What I read in the Brisket Gazette the other day.
Was it the brisket?
The Brisket Gazette. It's not a daily because you're only 5 days a week. It can't be the Brisket Daily because you're not out every day.
That's true. Did you give any background to this, or are you just launching into it?
We've mentioned it a couple of
talked
times.
about it a
You just have to be. You're
Brisket.
late,
Yeah,
and you're going to
Brisket
get
Gazette.
treated the way you get treated at this point, sir.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, I woke
walked
up
in-
this morning, looked in the mirror, saw Tanner Purdue.
Yeah. This is the way
That
this
is
is going to go
scary.
down. This is the way it's going to go.
Go ahead. So you're reading the Brisket Gazette.
And I read that a fine member of this community who's run for state senate in the past,
Yes.
as recently as 6 months ago.
Hold on. Like, you're going to go real.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
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 I
This is
may
the way
not
it's
be able
gonna
to.
go down.
Well, I may not be able to comment on this.
I'm not using any names. I'm simply saying that an individual
We used the name earlier, so everybody knows we're talking about Randy Howard. Randy freaking Howard's who we're talking about.
An individual happened to be reported as living in Indianapolis. So I don't know how your day job. You are a reporter for the local brisket paper,
Right.
and we call them Brand X or whatever you want to call them. But they,
I like Brisket Gazette, the BG.
the Brisket Gazette. You're big time over there.
Okay.
And
well, it's easy to be the number one reporter when there's only two.
Whoa! You're gonna get me into fisticuffs with my temporary editor at this point.
So wait,
Kevin, I think you're great. Continue to write good articles about Spiceland.
Gavin Cream.
So whenever I've sent emails to the Courier Times about my editorials or my opinion pieces, has that been you?
No. No, they don't.
You wouldn't send them to the Courier Times. You'd send them to the Brisket Gazette.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
can you
Brisket
bleep
Gazette.
that? Can you go back and bleep that?
If I have to.
No, you don't. It's fine.
I mean, you didn't say
I
it.
prefer Brisket Gazette. Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny what
Right.
he's...
So I'm asking how does somebody in your position determine where somebody is from? How is that type of thing sourced? That's all. That's the only thing I'm doing.
No, I got you.
I'm not here to cause any trouble, officer.
No, and I understand. No, and I actually... I mean, I said that in the next line. I explained where that information came from. The next line in that story.
Nobody remembers that.
Really? You have
Most people
online
only read the headlines.
Yeah, you have an online subscription. You can pull it up on your phone.
I have
I get
a regular daily subscription as well, but it's rained a lot lately, and they don't think they have to put them in bags. And sometimes they just end up in the yard.
Everybody else heard he gets a daily.
Well, whenever
Monday through Friday.
Whenever you're no.
Tuesday
through
through Friday.
Just like Darrin,
That's what I was
his
gonna
people
say.
take Monday off as well.
His employer works slightly more than mine. So
Oh, we're there all the time. I was actually off today. I was in the office and I covered a story. So, like, I'm still working.
I'm very excited that you're doing a feature on the upcoming podcast Revolution in Henry County, the new media.
No, have you been looking at my notes?
No.
Yeah, it's like I want to know what other podcasts there are because we can't just do one on Boss Hog of Liberty.
Really?
But we could, but it would.
Why couldn't you?
Because did you see the recent series we did on local rappers? There's a rap scene.
Yeah. We had
Patrick on here.
Yeah, Patrick Calvert was on the
was
show.
he? I gotta find it. I gotta find that one.
These people don't listen. They're not like super fans like Darrin, where they've listened to all 13 episodes preceding us.
actually, I didn't listen to the first two. So was he on the first two?
I think he might have been third or fourth.
I have to check it out. If Patrick
Anyway, he was
on here,
previewing
I can almost assure you there's a video.
There was no video.
He's a great videographer.
There was no video of that one.
No, but anyhow, he did a series.
Patrick, by the way, has found a job, and he's working up in Wisconsin now.
He got
for
a
the
job
summer.
up there? Oh, no, yeah,
Well, he's up there for the summer. Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to pretend like it's a paid job.
Well, yeah, but that's why we had to scramble to find help,
Right?
Because Patrick's like our hardcore go-to, and
and
went and expanded his horizons and worked up his resume. You know, he was at Vice last year. He was at Vice in NYC. That kid is a magnet
He's going to be a big deal.
What's going on.
He's going to be a big deal.
He went
I think
to
so.
New York City. And then, and this was before Facebook
I need you to
Live.
talk right into that microphone, Travis.
Before Facebook Live, is this
That's
close
awful.
enough? What do you want from me?
I just want you to not.
I'm a writer by trade. I don't DJ. Anyways, so Patrick went up to NYC last year. Not up. We're on the same line of latitude, but
Over two.
Yeah, he
Went east.
Went out east, and he was working for Vice. And I think it was like his first day there. He goes outside at 2 a.m. for a pizza, and there was a protest, and he reported on a protest. This was before Facebook Live. He was doing a Periscope or a Vine or something like that, and he's like, "Yeah, I just walked outside, and here's a protest, and he's amongst them." It was insane. This kid, wherever he goes, he finds whatever is
Wherever
going
he
on.
goes, it's civil unrest.
Kind of sounds like that Pepsi commercial.
Oh, hold on, wait. Are we talking about the one with Caitlyn Jenner,
Yeah,
or are we talking about the one with Michael
yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner was a
Jenner.
great race car driver back in the day.
You remember the Michael Jackson one? MJ, his hair caught on fire, Pepsi.
We've already established that Dakota's about 5. So
Dakota has no idea.
That's
if it happened in 2010 or earlier, he has no idea.
Travis, how old are you?
I'm 33 now. I'm in my Jesus year, as I like to refer
I
to
barely
it.
made it through. I outlived Jesus.
You heard it here first on Boss Hog of Liberty. Jeremiah Morrell is better than Jesus.
I just barely made it. 34 and in a handful of days now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I'm probably going to make it to 34 and a half at least.
You got to get to Christmas.
That's right.
Hold out.
Fingers crossed.
Hold out to Christmas.
Fingers crossed.
Capitalism. So, I seriously though, Trump is making America great again, and here's how. He is completely
Remember when we had
invalidating.
structure on this show,
He is
Darrin,
completely
and I had
invalidating
control.
the federal
Yes, I
government.
remember.
He's making people realize that the federal government is a joke, and getting people to understand that what's important is to look at your town governments, at your county governments. Hell, people in Henry County know who their township trustee is now. That's pretty damn great.
One just
Can
quit.
I say?
Did
can
we
I
have
say
one
how-
just quit?
We had a resignation. Yeah.
What was that over?
I don't know. I don't think there's any story there. I don't know though.
Which?
Prairie Township.
Prairie Township.
Chris, she's stepping out.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I just figured it like super busy.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I
uh,
read.
for-
I read in the paper they were replacing, but I wasn't sure why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
That must have been in Monday's edition. I don't know.
I can guarantee you it wasn't in Monday's edition. I think it's been a minute since we've had a Monday.
That's fine.
I think we should go back. Honestly, I'm going on the record right
You're
now.
going to be an afternoon paper because you want more time.
Well, we should go back to an afternoon paper, but I was never there with that. I think we should be a Tuesday through Saturday. I think we should go to Saturday because
Then what happens to the old Sunday paper?
no. The Saturday would become the Sunday. I mean, the vice versa.
You've already, you've already
the
done
Sunday
your
would
work
be-
at that point anyway, right?
Yeah,
just
we're
sitting there-
done. We're
it's
done.
just sitting there getting stale.
Being
Yeah,
old.
yeah, but also think about this: you would get the big ad inserts a day before they show up anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you could actually start. You'd get a jump on the weekend. The President's Day mattress sale or whatever. But like you'd get that packet, that fat pack of ads that show up.
I got to
the
tell
weekend.
you,
you'd get it.
I
a day
open the
before.
Sunday paper now like it's got a bomb in it because I never know because I'm always the thumbs up, thumbs down, or the editorial page. I look at the front page to see if
To see what you've done
is
wrong.
Darrin going to be on the front page today with something terrible, and we open it up. We go to the thumbs up, thumbs down, and the editorial page.
Well, here's the
I
thumbs up,
see it
thumbs
as-
down.
See
No,
it as a
it's
success usually when
but you have an idea because that's a recap. That's like a weekend review,
Right. Well, I'm not.
We base it off of unless it's a reader submission.
Unless it's a reader submission.
Yeah, if Dakota Davis wrote in and said, thumbs up to Boss Hog of Liberty for being, I would
go.
say Newcastle based, but we're not technically because we're on this side of the road.
Henry
we would say
County-based.
Henry County based
Henry
podcast.
Township. Where we can burn openly.
That's right.
By the way,
take
I'll
careful
be here
what you're
Tuesday.
burning.
I'll be here Tuesday.
One of my burn barrels is very old and tired. If you want to haul that away as evidence, you're certainly welcome to.
Don't
I'll
try
help
throwing it away. It is really hard to
I'll
throw
help you-
away.
I'll help
a
you
trash
haul it
can.
out.
Have you noticed that?
Well, they've got new trash trucks. Do you have trash service out here?
I
city?
have.
Well, I'm asking. Does he have the city's trash service?
Well,
No,
city,
I,
city,
have,
like, he gets-
I
he gets
privately
trash.
contract for trash
okay.
with Busters of Spiceland, Indiana.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had
Is
the cities.
Buster's? That's a Spiceland. I know it's on the Pike, but it's a Spiceland address.
I think it is.
Probably.
I believe it is.
all the. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You got. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop. It makes sense.
I just take mine to work.
That may be illegal.
No,
He's got a dumpster.
I pay for the dumpster.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you
we
do.
Put
I don't
in
know. what you do.
collectively for the common good.
So you guys do like in
Collectivism.
In the UK. In the UK, they have like a tea club. So tea. Like tea time in Britain is a big deal. It's like 4
Can you
o'clock.
opt out of? This is a legitimate question. Can you opt out of city trash service, or do they make you do it anyway?
You cannot opt out of city trash service.
No.
It is
So
on
why
your water
why
bill.
don't you just use your trash service that you pay for?
Oh, I do, but it's
He's talking
really,
about
it's
large
really
items.
easy to take it to work and just.
They
throw it in the
notice if
dumpster.
you put the bodies in the trash can, so it's easier. Just
I
take it
love
to
that
the-
he has it because I've used his overflow trash service over here in the
Yeah,
past.
and see, like that comes in super handy. Like any boxes that you get from like Amazon or something.
Right.
I
just
just so much
I
those.
just burn
You
them.
have to pay You pay $26 a year for a recycling service. Just fold the damn things up and toss them in the bin.
No,
Okay. Well, that's it. That's the end of that discussion. So,
A lefty. You're trying to tell me what to do.
I'm not trying to tell you. I'm telling you, you're already paying for the stamps. You might as well send the envelope.
I go to work every day, so I can just throw it in the dumpster.
All right, so let's the one thing I
ahead.
wanted to accomplish here today, and we're going to talk to Mr. Jacobs about it. Travis, don't get your paper out. You can report on this after we've released this.
I'm
off
on
the-
personal time.
This is off the record.
Well, you can listen to this.
No,
this,
Just between us.
This
and,
is just between us and the hundreds.
500
Of
You've seen House of Cards.
yeah. That's what
Everything
this
is
goes down.
always on.
I
the record.
haven't seen House of Cards.
We've already covered
Okay,
cord cutting.
nope, not doing it.
Have you seen? Well, hold on. Have you seen The Thick of It?
No.
It's
No.
the BBC.
Is that a gay porno?
No. It's BBC. It's Peter Capaldi, and he's like the press
We won the war. We
secretary.
don't have to listen to BBC anymore.
Oh, you don't have to. It's a choice. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
we had nice rigid structure. When
I
it was
want
just
to
me.
know how we can allow these poor 4-H kids that I'm a leader of to have a reasonable amount of chickens that may or may not choose to stay on their property. What do we need to, like, right now the rule is you have to have 8 acres or 5 acres, I guess. Rush County's 8, Henry County's like 5.
So Henry County, it depends on the zoning. So if it is zoned residential, like just an R1, so it's or R1, R2, R3, so a heavy, dense residential, like your subdivision.
Certainly.
Then currently chickens are not allowed. Now, if you are zoned rural residential, if you have 5 acres, it's an automatic allowance. If you have less than 5, you can go to the Planning Commission for a commission-approved use. If you're zoned ag, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter size. Doesn't matter. Now, I will say that. I mean, I don't have the numbers, but the county is, let's say, 90% agriculture. I mean, the majority of the land, the parcels in Henry County, are zoned ag.
Certainly.
I mean,
But they're not dwellings. They are legitimately active fields.
some of them are. I mean, there's a lot, a high percentage of the houses that are also zoned ag. So you're asking.
So as a
Why-
person who is in solidarity with the ag community, I should ask to have my home converted over to an ag use.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Yes.
Wait a second. You're in solidarity with the ag community. Do you have to file a conflict of interest with the park board when it comes to 4-H matters?
Ooh, this is something.
And have you?
Uh-oh.
Well, conflict of interest statements are a very interesting thing, aren't they?
Not as long as they're on record.
So
I mean,
I almost want to pivot back to chickens now.
hey, I'm going after Ron Swanson over here. I already know you guys is dirt. I want his.
So to answer your
No, I'm just like, man, Friends of the Library sure does have a lot of 4-H people on it, doesn't it, Park Board? I mean, like, that's if we're going there.
I don't know who's on the Friends of the Library, to be honest.
Really? They really?
I
Weren't you at the big meeting?
at the Friends of the Library? I have no idea.
at the big brouhaha. That's how I pronounce it. I pronounce it brouhaha.
I don't know.
No,
You're mixing up
listed
the
all-
library and the
No,
park board.
oh,
I'm
Friends of
very
the- Friends of the-
confused.
You got me. Friends of the Memorial Park.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. And they're not Friends of the Park Board. They're Friends of Memorial Park.
Of course.
I will recognize my misspeak and move to have it stricken from the record.
It's too late. It's on the recorder, and I already have to edit enough.
Do you edit when I curse? I'm trying not to.
No,
curse too much.
the official position of the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast with Jeremiah Morrell, Dakota Davis, and our guest Travis Weik, like Budweiser or Oppenheimer, and Darrin Jacobs of the Communist Party, is that that we're a PG-18 podcast. So a few words here and there can slip in, but
I think that's the last one.
Okay.
Or he already drank it.
just find another one.
I'll take
Michelob-
literally anything you grab out of that fridge.
Oh, there was one he poured out earlier. He could have repurposed on you if you had known. It tasted a little flat. It was a very fancy beer from Colorado, and he pitched
It doesn't matter if it's flat, especially if it's from Colorado. Those have really high ABV.
Anyway,
And they usually have Cascade hops.
Anyway.
Which is what makes me happy. I'm sorry. We were discussing a thing.
This is the best podcast ever.
We're just talking in circles. I didn't know any shiny object would distract him. It's hard enough to keep this place going in any sort of
I thought
straight
you
line.
were bad.
Yeah, I do the best I can, but Travis is like he's like bringing Pat McAfee in here, and it's just gone.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Here
The
he goes.
leg on that guy. And he's a great sense of humor. Fantastic. I just think he would be a good guy to have a drink with and swim the canal.
I can't. You're telling me that I probably am not going to win my ag conversion. I can't become an ag. I can't get this place zoned as ag, even though I do have some production fish growing operation over here.
Yeah, very nice.
I
fish.
grow 1 tilapia a year.
Yeah.
For home usage. It's medicinal, but it's a religious ceremony. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, that's out of question.
I don't judge. I would actually. I'm very interested.
Sure. Well, we're going to stay on topic for now. And
You're the one that brought religion into this talk of politics.
we've had religious into this a number of times. So rural residential, you're probably going to have to keep me in that category. So then I need to, as a residential property owner, I need to ask for a commission-approved use to allow a couple of chickens that they sell me in the town to be here,
right?
So that I could allow my future children to show chickens in 4-H.
Right. I think now, granted, as we covered earlier, I just enforce the rules. I don't make them.
No, but you're in a position to influence.
Well, absolutely, absolutely, and I can
we're
certainly
just trying to get good policy out of it.
Basically, you're a policeman.
No, he can write letters.
He did say before
No,
that
I'm saying he's an you're the executive branch. You execute the orders.
Right.
And we talked about it.
he did say earlier. He used that common excuse like, "Well, just doing my
Just
job,
doing
my job, ma'am.
Just doing my job." Well, hold on a second.
I don't write the
I'm
walls.
waiting for.
Wait,
You know, there was someone else who just did their job. The Nazis.
Wow! Wow! He
We're going-
went there. We are on the internet, but you're the one that went there. It's Godwin's law. That's what Godwin's law.
Goodwin
It's-
Brothers of Newcastle, Indiana,
no.
Indiana's oldest auto
Are you
dealership.
familiar
Take another drink.
You familiar with Godwin's law?
No.
It's the longer a thread runs on the internet, the more likely it is that someone will bring up Nazis / Hitler. And so anytime that happens, I'm
getting
like,
very
is that-
hot in here.
Is that right?
It's like an
Mr.
oven.
Godwin.
You got to stop it.
No, it's called Godwin's Law. Look it up. You all have cell phones. Look up Godwin's Law. That's exactly. So anytime you go, oh, we're having a discussion on the internet. Friggin' Nazi. It's Godwin's Law. It's in practice. That's what it is. I'm sorry I know things.
Anyway.
But my thing, I want to go back to this. How do I determine where someone lives, what their city of residence is? Can I go back to that?
Sure.
Or do you want to keep
Sure.
going on about you being
No,
the police?
you know what? I give the floor over to Travis.
Okay.
He yields as much time as he
Yields
needs.
his time. Well, here's my thing. As a reporter for the Brisket Gazette,
The county's 5-day.
yeah, I just we go off of what we have.
Sure.
The information that we are presented. That our job is to present information that we are presented. And I said I identified an individual as an Indianapolis man, I think is what I used. And then in the next sentence, I said he listed an Indianapolis address on two different on two requests for information and a formal complaint.
So the documents that you provided at the time indicated that was the residence. So then that's what you have to go with.
Yeah, that's what I go with. Yeah, I don't know, and it doesn't come down to like even what I know, things that I know, things I have to prove, things I have to show, and I still haven't seen anything to the otherwise. That's what I had. I had information with an Indianapolis address, and that's what I put.
Fair enough.
So there's my explanation. That I just realized while Darrin was talking about being the man, that I hadn't fully clarified my
the sourcing
position.
or the reason.
But I did also I acknowledge that I did the whole thing of going back, as I pointed out,
as you didn't want to do. This has been a long and winding road already. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, are we done? Are you wrapping up?
Well, we're trying to finish up a couple loose ends, but you keep.
No, I wanted to talk about my real job.
Oh, we'll get to it. That'll be your final thoughts. We'll give you a chance to explain.
Nobody listens to the end.
Oh, I've listened to the end.
I was listening to the end. Wait for the advertisers.
That's right. It's sort of like fast forwarding through those films that you never listen to the beginning, but you always watch the end. I understand.
Yeah. So so we were finishing up. So
those films.
My opportunities to raise a handful of birds for domestic use, whether they're here on their own free will or I'm taking in some. He spilled. It's okay. We'll be okay. We're gonna get through it together.
Sorry, I was talking to Dakota.
I know.
Continue your thought. I apologize.
There's a small. You were not provided a bar napkin.
Do you have you don't? I
So,
didn't think we
hold on,
coasted
hold
in
up.
this house.
Darren, what's going to happen to me if I raise chickens?
Well, once again, you live in the city, so
You live in the city, so I have no
Darren
jurisdiction.
doesn't care.
Good luck with that.
But if you try to raise them in Spiceland, you're screwed. He will literally crawl to your house in White Estates and steal your birds from
I
out from under
believe,
you.
if I remember the media reports from last time, somebody brought the chicken limo out, and then Darren, fire blazed it, I believe. I think
my
he had
God.
it burnt down. It was very aggressive.
I have not seen the chicken limo since the brouhaha.
It's been a while.
Wow, this is taking a turn for the worst, hasn't it?
But they voted.
Oh, we can get much worse.
It was okay.
Darren, why do you hate freedom?
Well, because he works for the government.
I fully support the raising of chickens. I find them to be delicious, and I want people to continue to raise chickens
Well, we're
in
not worried about
properly
eating
zoned
chicken.
areas.
However, only companies that are too big to fail, right?
Absolutely.
Commercial chicken farming,
Commercial
apparently.
chicken farms,
That-
CAFOs,
that-
I'm okay with.
As long as they can pay
As long as they're downwind.
as long as they can make political contributions to line the pockets of the decision makers, then we can have chickens.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, that
Sure.
phrase
Yeah,
has
yeah.
popped up a few
Yeah.
times. Line the pockets.
You know, my wife.
Do we drink
my
on
wife
Line
and
the
I,
Pockets?
we've had many discussions. We can't wait for those bribes to come in that seem to be people are counting for us that haven't
think
come
if-
in yet.
I
I
can't
think
wait
if
for
you're
those
an
bribes.
official waiting on bribes in Henry County, you're not doing that well for yourself.
No. All these guys. Here's the thing. All these guys have like 15 jobs. They every. Am I talking too loud or not loud enough?
You're
What do you
very
want?
loud.
I'm sorry.
You're very
I'm
loud. I'm doing
excited
one
about
again.
this. Every public official in Henry County has many jobs. Even the ones who are volunteers for the county still do a lot. Like nobody.
You know why that is?
Nobody
The
because
legitimate
they're
reason?
poor.
Because they're the ones that show up.
No. I understand that. No,
legitimately, the reason
I
that these
understand
officials
that.
wear so many hats is because they're the only ones.
I'm
that are
not
willing
talking
to do
about
the
just
jobs.
wearing so many hats. I'm talking. Oh, yes, cares. Darren cares. All right, Darren. But Darren also
Do you
is.
have the ability to care? Do you care anymore, or are you just jaded?
jaded.
Boy, I'm getting very jaded.
what I'm saying
I really do try to care, but yeah, it gets difficult. Sometimes.
Well, think about it this way, okay? Mayor Newcastle owns a business and shows up. He was what was the picture I saw today? He was helping build the skate park.
He was tying. He was tying rebar,
Yes.
which I don't think we bid on. By the way, my day job. Anyway,
But what I'm saying is, like, nobody that I know of who in public service locally, like, just does that one thing.
right.
I think everybody has one or two other jobs or lives in a double house because we're all working poor. Like everybody here, like we all.
Hey,
I mean,
I'll jump on
feel
Travis's
like-
idea and say that government officials aren't paid enough. That's what he's saying, right? Isn't that what he just said? That
I
we need
feel
to
like-
raise taxes.
I
And
feel like the government
pay
officials are signing
government
up.
That's what he's
more?
saying.
Wow.
I feel like the government officials are signing up for this.
Oh, I missed the spin zone sign when I walked in.
Yeah. Well, let's. We can go around the room and compare property tax bills if you want to.
Oh no, my property tax bill is very low. Actually, up until this year when I was forced to pay the $26 recycle not tax.
It used to be $12.
Yeah, but I don't pay property taxes.
Yeah, because you're a wounded veteran.
No.
My property taxes-
No. I am not a wounded veteran. I'm a disabled veteran.
I'm very sorry.
No, that's okay. I don't get the good parking space.
You don't get the good
I
parking.
don't get the license
you don't
plate, but I
get the
get
parking space at
But I get a
Stacks.
check. I do get a check every month. I saw that parking space at Stacks. That is so cool. I wanted to take a picture with it.
Yeah.
They have a Purple Heart parking space right by the door at Stacks. It's amazing.
I
Best
believe that
podcast ever.
I know, but no, I have I receive
Stacks, go see Eli. We mentioned the Boss Hog of Liberty
Everybody drink.
podcast and ask for the discount.
No, I do get I got VA disability. I'm rated for my back, and as a benefit of that, I guess you would call it a benefit, I get a break on property taxes.
Sure.
I
I look forward to the day you can climb your blindness tax too, and they just have to pay you for living here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure once my mortgage deduction goes, what's it called? Mortgage
Your
credit?
mortgage exemption, yeah.
Yeah. Once my mortgage is paid off, I'll
You mean your personal tax exemption?
Yeah.
Your tax abatement?
yeah, I think
that
we
everyone
should.
seems
oh,
to complain about
Oh,
tax
I think
abatements?
I think we should get rid of the mortgage tax.
Congratulations on your personal tax abatement.
Yeah, but no, I think we should get rid of those. I think that's
Property
a terrible
taxes are immoral, Darren.
Oh, boy.
We should only be taxing people on consumption, not on what you own.
idea. Well, now see, can
That is correct.
hold on now. Here's the
Oh,
thing.
look, we woke up.
No, hold on. Can
We
I
woke
jump
up
in
my
on this?
co-host.
If you noticed, Travis,
No. Can I jump in on
Jeremiah
this?
put his hand
Yeah,
up.
I
Dakota's
saw
back
that.
there for a second.
Hey, wake up. Yeah.
No. Here's my. I like that because I've been thinking about that. Someone. I think it was from the library. Described property taxes
As theft?
Well, no. Because they're a little bit more conservative than you are. But they described it as I guess it would be liberal than he is. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They're a wing of the government. But they describe taxes as prepayment of services, right?
of shitty services.
Confiscatory.
No. But here's my thing. So what I started thinking about is buying stamps, right? So you buy stamps, and it costs you whatever, $45 for 100 or something. I don't even know. Who buys stamps? But I buy stamps.
I bought them once in 2008. I'm still working
You're
on
still
that.
working, but they're forever stamps, so it doesn't matter that
They're
the
good
price
now.
keeps going up. The stamps you bought are still good. So you buy your stamps, and then you could kind of think of that as like a tax, but then you've
That's
paid
a user fee.
Yeah,
It's consumption-based.
No,
Yeah.
but you've bought it once, so you bought like all these beers, and like, I paid my beer tax, and then you don't pay the tax again until you use the beer. And I'm using beer because it's on the table, but you don't pay for more stamps until you finish using the stamps you have. If there was some quantifiable way to do, I don't even know if it exists, but if you're like, okay, here's my library tax. Here's my library stamps.
If you
use
signed
my
up for a
stamp.
membership to go to a place that would
No, right.
give you books, and you had
Is there anything like that though? Like, I mean, there's Amazon.
it's
but-
like Netflix or Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah, but do you, when
They
you
have a
look at
lending
what-
library for digital copies of things.
No, right, but
you
when
subscribe
you
and
look
they
at all the
maintain it.
services at the library, but I think if you could buy like a punch card for the library, I think that would be an interesting idea.
If there were a library and you could freely choose to join it if you wanted to use the services, then that would be wonderful.
yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, well, what
Mitch
if you
Daniels probably, if he had a third term, would have tried to sell our libraries to some sort of Spaniard.
Someone in Australia.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And
This is wildly out of control.
yeah. Anyway,
put a wall right in the middle of the Atlantic.
We're going around the table now, are we, Jerry?
I'm sorry.
we'll work our way through that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we are well over time. Darren is probably into like 3 different apologies at this point. But by the time he gets home, Travis is very late because of his own. Did you join a gym? Is that what happened? Is that why you were late?
My wife joined a gym and then got home and asked me to sign up for a free 2-week pass,
Of course.
knowing that I'm
Which-
getting ready
which-
to leave.
Yes.
Which
I'm
gym
like
did she sign up for?
Anytime Fitness.
Oh yeah, that's where I go.
Oh, another.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, see, I told her to shop around and at least get ideas because Fit Factory's right down the road, and I know they have daily classes. They've got like a square
I feel like we need to have
dancing
a
or
pitch for the
something like that.
YMCA
Square
now.
dancing.
or the YMCA. I was like, just look at the different services. It's like, I'm going to go here. I'm like, okay.
You just joined the army. They keep you in shape.
Hashtag not sponsor.
Once
Hashtag
again,
not
if,
Hashtag not
if
sponsored.
any of these facilities are listening, Morrell at wearelibertarians.com. Make your inquiries. All right, so our one sponsorship plug we'll give here. Final thoughts. We're going to go around the table.
You're not going to start with me, are you?
I am going to start with you.
Yes,
I
final
just got here.
Well, that's our fault.
It's
That's
not.
our fault.
It's not. But shouldn't it start
The
by
listeners are ready to drive into a bridge at this point. They signed up for an hour-long podcast, and we're at 1:36.
it shows when you
And we
when you
started
click
late.
start, when
we
you click
agreed to a
start,
7:00 start.
You did, yes, we did.
And you called me,
I
and we
did.
said we'll go to 7:30. And I
And-
said it's not a problem as long as Darrin doesn't get screwed over. And what happened, Darrin?
I've been here since 6:50.
Yeah, he showed up a little early, and I said,
Whoa,
"Oh boy,
whoa, high achiever!
boy, do I have bad news for you."
Yeah,
Does it surprise you?
Yeah,
yeah.
I was here at 10 after 7.
you were here. Yeah, you were. just fine.
I rolled in slightly after 9.
So, yeah, poor Darrin has spent more time with me than he ever wanted to in his life. At this
I
point.
see you've never been to a Memorial Park Board meeting. I'm not judging you. I'm
At
just
least-
stating facts as I know them.
Travis, at least you get paid to go to those.
I do. Oh my God. My job is so much fun. Like, I could not get my wife to let me leave the house to go to a school board meeting, and I live half a mile from the school. And I'm like, I'm going. She's like, oh, things and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, I'm getting paid to go to a school board meeting. She's like, cool, go to 2. And I love it. I love this stuff. I eat it up. It's not always the best thing, but it's
You can
it's
find scandal in
fascinating.
anything.
I don't look for scandal. I just look for things as they are.
Do you know why we don't have a superintendent anymore down there? By the way,
We
Did
do.
you ever get that
Steve
worked out?
Walsh. Steve Walsh is down there.
He is a superintendent.
He's the he's
he's the guy from
timber-
Blue River.
Yeah.
He escorted myself and Dakota through Blue River Valley for a few years.
Oh, good for you guys.
Correct. Yeah.
I thought you were homeschooled.
I was. Part of fifth grade and sixth grade, I was a Blue River Valley kid. I was a Viking.
What?
Yeah.
Aren't you from Rush County?
I've lived a lot of places.
I
didn't live in
sounds
Rush
like
County.
a Johnny Cash song.
I've been
doesn't it?
everywhere, man. I didn't live in Rush County until
the
2001.
homeschooled
I graduated.
Johnny Cash.
I graduated from homeschool and up here in May. We moved down there in late May, and 01 to roughly 07, I was a Rush County resident. Still
Okay.
came to Newcastle every day. Maintained my roots. Worked in Muncie. Drove through here every freaking day. Never left the community because I'm that dedicated to this place.
Well, while you were living there, I mean, wherever your
Establishing
heart
residency.
is. Yeah, exactly. Wherever your heart is, that's where it
yeah,
counts.
I paid Rush County taxes down there, and it was much higher. Higher income taxes in Rush County at the time. Higher than Marion County.
Well, that's the way those Republicans are down in Rush County.
Tax and spend.
Tax and
man.
spend
Tax and
Republicans.
spend. They're almost like Carmel.
It's the damn pig farmers, is what it is.
They're like,
You can. I've heard this statistic 8,500 times, and I can't remember. But it's like if you want to own a chicken down in Rush County, you need 57 acres. But you can put 10,000 hogs on like a quarter of a lot or something like that. I mean, it's ridiculous.
well, I'm the boss hog of Henry County. I can't help with Rush County. I'm no longer.
You'll have
down
to
there.
talk to his father.
You'll have to talk to my father, the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Rush County, and a merit board officer, or merit board deputy.
Good
down
for
there.
him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
My mom's on she's got a board position down there too. Once again, if you show up and express
you show
interest
up-
at all, you're going to be on something.
I know.
She's on the fiber optic board. Rush County
What
has
do
a
you,
fiber optic board. Don't
What
know
are you
why.
What are you running for? Volunteering for, Dakota? Within public office.
He's the chairman of our
I'm
party
not
for
yet.
now.
I am the chairman.
It's very early.
That's it.
For now.
Well,
Is,
I mean,
is there a hostile takeover coming?
Is-
there,
are you
gonna-
is
are you
there a
gonna-
coup gonna coup coming?
a coop?
there's no. Look. Tanner Purdue took me out of my job. Okay, I was the vice chairman. And he said, "I'll take it." All right. You never know when he's going to do that to Dakota. You can't trust him.
Dakota.
I will strike you down, Tanner Purdue.
He'll do
There
one
can be
of these
only one.
glassy-eyed stares and go, "Hey, I'm the chair now," and that will
just
be how it
happened.
is. He might text it out on the Brisket Wireless Network.
You never know.
Is that how that works? Can you text all Brisket
Probably
customers at the
not.
same time?
I'll tell you what. He is rising fast in the brisket industry, and he's probably going to be CEO before it's over.
I thought they were cutting his hours.
You know the CEO. You know the CEO of AT&T was from Newcastle, Indiana at one point, right?
No.
Big AT&T.
So was Robert Indiana.
Yeah, we know that because every freaking sign in the town is after him now. We get it. We get it. We understand now.
Got to be somebody.
We've painted every sidewalk that's not under construction. We understand.
You guys are getting sidewalks.
Eventually. You've
Yeah,
been
it's gonna come
writing
back.
about it in the Brisket Gazette for years. I read it's finally going to come along in 2018.
Maybe they
It's
should,
gonna be
maybe
part
they
of
should
the-
put
it's gonna
sewers
be-
in before the sidewalks.
No,
Whoa! You shut your mouth about that.
I have a sewer.
You have a sewer. It's the ditch that
No,
runs
no,
in the
no,
Blue
no, no,
River.
no.
By
No.
the way, don't go swimming this week. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody has feces in the water right now. It's not just White Estates, okay?
Everybody poops in the river.
It's not the
derailed.
sewage. We just poop there.
That's our,
I would love to see all 100 residents of White Estate
It's our-
just go out and just like have to.
We're not
I feel
allowed-
bad for the people who live down here on 300 who have to make the trek to the hole to
Wait,
poop in the
is
river.
there
Honey, it's
something-
6 o'clock.
is there something wrong with community pit toilets? We had a
Don't
meeting.
forget your newspaper, Tom.
It's Monday. They don't have one.
Oh man!
I guess I have to use the Middletown paper, the county paper of record. Thank you, Eldon.
I'm a big fan of Middletown.
I am too. It's
Middletown
very
News.
accurate. Once a week, and they get it right.
As opposed to the daily.
You heard it first on Boss Hog of Liberty.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're trying to get to final thoughts before we cost anybody their livelihood.
I know.
So, you are the proprietor
Oh yeah, we're talking about my road job.
of a facility.
I am. I
got a
own,
fresh new paint
I'm
job.
a business owner.
Saved Games. It's some sort of a Christian organization.
Oh my god, you're the first person that finally like found a joke in that I was waiting for everybody to think. It's Saved Games Librarian Shop. It's
You can buy your salvation at Saved Games.
Are they-
Well, yeah. Go
on
ahead.
Broad
Are they
Street.
baptized though?
The games are they're all christened with my blood, sweat, and tears.
Broad Street. You can get there by never.
You have access to every business.
take a
You have
helicopter to
get on
Vine.
camel, but yeah, you can.
What a time to open a business.
Oh
on
my
Broad.
God! Right? I am not smart. I am not a good thinker.
Hey, I'm going to open a business in a building that has no signage.
That's true.
On a road that you can't get to.
Yes.
Come see me today.
Right. How do I get there? Park on the other side of the construction.
Put your hard hat on.
Hike down
Walk
into
across
the
the new
gravel.
asphalt.
Yeah. New asphalt. I wish it's all gravel at this point. Weren't you at the fair? They graveled it so that the
At the fair.
at the
Parade?
Thank you. Yeah. I have aphasia. It happens.
Which did they have a parade on my birthday and I missed it? What
No.
are you talking
Memorial
about?
Day.
Memorial Day parade. They
That was
filled
in May.
and they still haven't finished the road.
No, Memorial Day weekend is reserved for the observance of the Indy 500, and the Monday after Memorial Day is for recovery of the observance of the Indy 500.
I've never watched nor been to Indy 500, but I was in the Speedway for, I think it was like Military Day for Carb Day or something like that. We got to
Yeah.
see here was my view, like because we were in the middle.
And now he's too quiet.
Oh my God, we were in the middle, and then there was like a divot.
There's
There
so
was
much
like
work
a divot,
dealing
so I
with
could
him.
watch a car.
Yeah,
That was what we saw,
yeah.
and that was it. I haven't been on the.
The Indy 500. We had the
Saved Games.
Yes,
Oh, I know, but you guys. Well,
it's going to be 2 hours before we get you out of here. I am sorry.
I apologize. No, I feel bad. Okay, so
Look at him. He looks awful. Just very sad about the
so
whole thing.
As white as a ghost over here. Terrified.
So we were talking about my game shop. This is my.
This is your
passion.
one time, and you're talking about Indy cars going by 4 years ago. Please, this is your time.
Okay, so
This is your final thoughts. Keep that in mind.
well, hold on a second. Now, am
Dakota's
I giving
gonna shut
thoughts
your
about the
microphone off.
show? Am I talking about my game shop?
Well, if you were a listener, you'd know this. It's your time.
It is 10 o'clock. I have to be up at 4 tomorrow.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, look at you.
What do you get up at 4 for?
To go work out.
Well, thank
To
you, Travis.
work out? Oh, and
Thank you,
can
Travis,
do that
for
at
making an
Anytime
appearance.
Fitness.
That's correct.
Because you can
It's
just open the door.
anytime.
Okay.
What's the deal
okay.
down at Save Games?
Okay,
if you
so
want
Save
if you
Games-
want to play Monopoly for money.
Oh my! It's more than just Monopoly, but
Peak
it's-
capitalism.
Yeah, Saved Games Library and Shop. Right now, it's all library. There's no shop at this point.
It's in the Hope Building.
It's in the Hope Initiative building. It's on 15th and Broad. For those not familiar with the different road signs, it's the building with the big mural on the side of it.
Absolutely.
And I've got 250 plus games.
If you
I'm
were
close
arrested
to,
in Newcastle sometime in the 90s, you may have been taken there for investigation. 'Cause I
Oh
believe
yeah,
it
it
was
used to be. It used to be.
the sheriff's department.
Well, it wasn't the
De-
sheriff's department,
detectives.
but detectives.
They would
Yeah,
take you in there.
And
That was-
also, it was traffic court at one point.
So that's the only old building in downtown Newcastle that hasn't been torn down into a parking lot yet, right?
Yeah, but it's actually not that old. It's one of the youngest buildings in downtown
Another
Newcastle.
can of
Makes
worms
sense.
to open up.
No.
God.
It's true though.
Is
Because
there
we lost
anything else we can
buildings-
poke with a stick?
We lost buildings on both sides.
You've got a very clear.
Freestanding.
You've
Yeah.
got a very clear view of David Dance's building now from the front door.
No. My view is Smiley's. Not Smiley. Smiley is down on New York. What's the one?
Yeah, and,
Jeff and Bryce's.
The
Bryce and
long-standing
Jeff.
joke is knock a few more down, you'll be able to see the mayor's house.
No, you won't, because he lives in Westwood.
Well, thank you, Travis, for joining us.
Can I not?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No. But my whole point of my game shop, of my game library at this point, is you come in. It's pay to play, and access to, like you talked about, access to the library of games. I have more than 250 at last count. I'm closing in on 300 games that for $5 an hour, a group of, say, 4 individuals as we have here could go in and play different games. And there's some games that off the shelf are like $80, and the person goes, man, I don't know if I want to invest $80 into something like that, but for $5 an hour, you can go play it. And we also have a $12.50 day pass, so I'm not going to charge anybody more than $12.50 at all. So whether you go in and say, turn on the meter,
And can I bring food in?
you can bring food in.
Can I bring beer in?
You cannot bring beer in
Why not?
because
Is it Darren's fault?
no, because it's in the city.
Not this time.
No, but you got to have.
You said it's pay to play, so is it
It's pay to
some way
play.
connected to the Clinton Foundation?
Yes. I don't know. If I say that, do I get shot? Because I have a really good life
Probably.
insurance policy.
You wouldn't get
so-
shot. It would be a suicide.
Oh, as long as I'm on orders, that's okay. But my life insurance doesn't pay out for suicide. But if you're on orders, like the Army will legit pay out for suicide.
Really?
I don't think I'm supposed to tell people that, but they will. It's weird.
Okay. Is there anything else that you need to plug?
Everybody should subscribe to the Brisket Gazette,
All right.
I guess.
Nobody reads the newspaper anymore.
Oh,
Nobody reads the newspaper.
Right
and
there.
nobody goes to government meetings either.
The only people.
Oh,
that-
yes, they do.
you have. They didn't 6 years ago, but they do now, right?
You have certainly rejuvenated
Yes.
government meetings.
Bring participation back.
I have.
Making America great again, like I said when I first got here.
I will
Thank
give
you,
a shout
Trump.
out to the people of Henry County. You certainly have. We are appearing. We're organized. There are T-shirts, picketers, newspapers, sometimes TV media. Very exciting down there at the meetings.
They piss off the TV media.
Fake news. Fake news.
No, when the committee was like, we're done. The TV media hadn't even stood up yet to figure out what the hell was going on. They were just eating. Or when they're like, we're going to table it and like we're not going to talk. I don't even know what the meeting was, but it was a 15-minute meeting, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to talk about this. Okay, moving on. And then it was over, and the girl was still tweeting. And she's like, oh my God, I need to go find some crazy people to talk to. And she did. And
This is Henry County. They'll be
And
there.
she did.
oh man, I was out. I was like, got my story. They
good.
tabled it. Next.
So how do we follow you? What's you on the Twitter, Facebook?
I'm
do you
on,
want these? Do you want our
Yeah.
our?
Oh,
Boss
I definitely want.
Hog
I
kids?
definitely want Boss Hog Kid. What
All
do you
right.
call them?
I don't know.
Do they have a name? Like
Constituents.
Wait. Boss Hoglets?
The oppressed.
the oppressed. So, I definitely want the oppressed.
Help! I'm being repressed.
Facebook.com/Save Games Library. You can just look up Save Games Library and shop. It's an ampersand because I like ampersands. So the and symbol on the Facebook, and then I'm also on Instagram. Weird thing, my Instagram is linked to my personal Facebook, so I share stuff on Instagram. I can't get it. I don't know how to.
It's all very
I don't know how to
complicated.
millennial.
You've been
You might be
Zuckerberg.
able to help me out. But
He's
I
the
need
last
to-
millennial. I'm the first millennial. He's the last millennial.
That's cool. I found out I'm like we.
You are Gen Xers.
Are you? No,
Actually,
not-
he's in Dale Cole's
no,
generation.
No. Are you what? 82?
I think I'd be like Gen X. Yeah,
No.
just right there.
No,
we're not.
No, I'm
that-
80.
it's-
I'm
it's-
80.
it's-
I'm 80.
You're 80?
Yeah, 80.
79 to 83
no,
is
that's-
exennial.
That's lies.
No, we were
Thanks.
born.
No,
we
that's
were
fake.
born
Special.
analog.
I like that 3 years get a special group.
No,
Yeah.
we grew up analog,
Ah.
but
That's
we
a subset
live
group.
now.
That's a subset.
Digital.
That's a subset of Gen
You
X.
grew up digital. It's not subsection of X or of millennial. Did you shut my mic off?
Yeah, you're done. It's over. Well, we sure do appreciate Travis showing up for the entire show.
You asked me here. Like I was. You asked me here. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want blood?
The blood center has been hounding me.
Are you O-neg?
I'm A positive. I'm A plus, just like my grades in school.
Why do you need A plus? You were homeschooled. It was A plus because you wrote it on the
First in my
magnets
class,
on the
man.
fridge.
First in my class. Every day's a graduation, a high school reunion for me. Anyway, the
He gets up in the morning and goes, "What have you been doing with your life?"
why aren't you a success? Anyway, yeah, I finally agreed. I'm like, yes, I'll donate Monday. You're coming to the Henry County 4-H Fair. I'll go to the blood bank thing.
Oh, they are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
put that in the paper.
Yeah, Monday.
I did. I put that in the paper. That
I look forward
blood bank's
to.
gonna
I look
be-
forward to reading about it eventually.
It
In 2 or
was-
3 days when it finally makes it into the print.
I
And if it's not wet out in the street because it's rains and they don't put it in the bags.
that's unfortunate.
All right, Darren, what are your final thoughts?
Oh
Yes.
boy.
Oh man,
Boy, you know it's bad if Dakota has to jump in there. If
Dakota is starting his truck at this
Ooh.
point.
Boy, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast. I mean, this is great. I feel I'm a Boss Hog of Liberty nerd at this point. I've listened to your podcast, so I appreciate being on. It's been great, and Travis has certainly made the last half hour, 45 minutes entertaining.
Sorry, I apologize.
But yeah, I don't have any particular
All right.
final thoughts.
How do we find you? If people want to follow you, what's the way?
Well,
how do we send the hate
He's
mail?
the only Democrat I know
Yeah.
who carries a gun. Actually, no, that's the mayor. Mayor Newcastle, big Second Amendment guy. It's weird. Go ahead. Sorry.
At this point, I'm not taking a lot of friend requests. Not quite sure, but I actually do have a political page. So Darrin Jacobs for Spiceland on Facebook.
All right.
If you want to look me up there, like that page, I appreciate it.
Very good.
And
You taking donations, campaign donations for building the war chest for next time?
no, not at this time, but you never
Not
know.
yet?
You never know.
All right.
You never know.
Oh, let me know. I want to get that scoop before the banner does.
I'm just saying, if you have a rubber chicken dinner, I will happily come down.
Oh, I'm sure you
Rubber
would.
chicken dinner. That would be amazing. A rubber chicken in every pot.
We can host it down at the Spiceland Gym, or
Yeah.
what's the little tea room or something you got down there? Down the square.
Hoover Hall.
Hoover Hall, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of course, we'll have to import all the chickens,
All of
but
the
that's
hot spots.
okay.
Dakota's wedding is going to be down there in Spiceland.
Is it
It's
really?
going to be your territory. Yeah, the Friends Church.
Friends Church?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to quake.
Are you
Enjoy.
you a Quaker?
He's marrying
I am
into
a
it.
Quaker.
Oh, wow.
Are you?
Did you have to convert?
I thought you were a cog.
We born a Quaker?
Church of God.
No.
Did we born a Quaker or did you have to convert?
There's really no converting that goes into it.
Like everyone's born a Quaker, you just don't know it yet?
Don't you?
That's how it is.
Don't you guys have
Quaker-
planned and unplanned? Like you sit there for an hour or two, and then you have another ceremony where another service
Yeah, it's
where they do stuff.
unplanned. Like people can stand up and talk.
I might sign up for that. You just go goof off for an hour, and then you say I went to church. and you
Being a
leave.
Quaker is the most libertarian denomination of Christianity there is.
Wow. So now we've equated to religion.
Yes,
We've gone full.
that is exactly correct. I mean,
It's
I'm
all
just telling you how it
it's
is.
all NAP, right? It's all NAP.
It's all the pacifism, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
pacifism, the
Well, that's-
acceptance.
Well, that's the
First
thing.
women pastors were Quakers.
I didn't realize.
I'll go with it.
I didn't realize
Your
how,
mic's been off for hours, Travis.
That's why I talk loud.
It just
so you
feels
can
like
hear it on the other
hours.
mics. No, but yeah, my neighborhood, the like down Midway, it's all It's all named after Quakers. Like that's why we have. And I didn't
Nixon.
realize this Nixon, and I went, he's a Quaker. But like that's why it's all those weird names because it's from prominent Quakers of Newcastle when that. Neighborhood was
That's interesting.
was made, yeah,
I have-
Swarthmore and things of that nature.
One more final thought.
Certainly.
One more final thought. Joe Donnelly. Support Joe Donnelly.
The 53% senator.
The Libertarians need to support Joe Donnelly.
Lucy
next
Brenton
election.
is already in the race.
Yeah.
She's already declared. And
We used to
raising
be
money.
supporting Lucy Britton, even though she's a hardcore anti-vaxxer.
Well, hold on. Was Joe Donnelly in the Marines?
Yeah, it's important to be a Marine
Yeah.
if you're a senator. This state.
You got to be a Marine.
You don't need to have 500 signatures in any one district,
Oh.
but you do need to be a Marine. That's what the Republican Party will tell you. Well, thank you, Darrin, for making the appearance. Dakota, do you want to try to make any sense of the mess that we've made of our show? what could be the final episode of the Boss Hog of Liberty.
Definitely
Highest
not the
rated.
final.
It's going to be the best. I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure there's 2 episodes here.
There's enough content for 2.
Dear Leader will not let us publish an episode that is over 2 hours.
Well, it's going to be right on the line. Right on the line.
So
of
if
it.
you finish up now, it's good.
Technically, that we're not supposed to breach an hour.
Well, how about this? Can you? I know it's going to put some work on you guys in post, but can you stop right before I show up? And then it's just you and Darrin talking about me being a douchebag for not being here on time. I'm assuming. And then you go, all right, bye, or whatever. I don't know what your outro is. I'm not going to lie. I can't make it to the end. I will now. Twice. If you then make a second episode of me showing up and like, Norm! And then crazy.
He doesn't know who Norm is.
I know who Norm is.
Who's Norm?
Cheers.
Oh, thank you. I thought he was going to say
Really?
Norm MacDonald. I thought he was going to go classic
No.
Saturday Night Live.
For $5, Dakota. What show spun off of Cheers?
What shows the spinoff? Cheers.
What show is a spin-off of Cheers?
Gimme. This is a gimme. I've got $5 right now.
There's a sitcom.
It is
Would it
a
be How I Met Your Mother?
No, God.
No?
Wow.
Talk about your millennial show.
my
Come
God.
on now.
What is it?
Frasier.
Frasier.
I never liked Frasier at all.
You get out. I don't care that it's your podcast. You get out.
Frasier is annoying.
What?
Yes, Frasier's annoying.
His
I would
dad was
rather
a cop. His dad got shot.
I
He
would
took a
rather
bullet.
watch Seinfeld than
Seinfeld
Frasier.
is a wonderful show. You shut your whore mouth right now.
Seinfeld is on.
Those
I'm
are
Jerry
hate words.
Seinfeld.
That was a good.
All right.
Okay.
Any final thoughts from you, Dakota?
No, I'm,
You just want
I'm
out.
done. Yeah,
You're over it.
I'm
You quit.
so ready.
We
to
quit
sleep
hearing
at
from
this
you
point.
40 minutes ago anyway.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's all my fault.
Well,
I do think he can cut this off basically at an hour. Like, here's what we do. We pause. We do a
maybe
pregnant
we could
pause.
stop talking, and I'll have time to edit this later.
The face. I wish we had video.
You're not supposed to stop talking on the radio.
Well, the guest could close the show out at any point. Do you want? Okay. All I know is that we never had
Can
this
I
trouble
make
with
a-
Clay Morgan.
Can I
We-
make a gif of you
Yeah.
guys? Can I make a gif of that?
He's just giving up. He's never coming back. He was going to come back before Travis came here.
I'm not going to be
And
here
it's
for a month.
never
You have
coming
a month
again.
of Travis free.
You're going to go save the country?
Oh God, no! I'm going to go away long enough for my business to collapse around me. I'm going to come back to just flames and really nice walls.
All right.
Man, I think you're putting down your wife there. There's no trust there, is there?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't have anything to do with it. She doesn't want anything to do with it.
All right. Well, thank you
She
all
gave
for
it to me.
listening to the Boss
No.
Hog of Liberty podcast with Jeremiah Morrell, Dakota Davis, Darrin Jacobs, and Travis Weik. I appreciate all the listeners. If you want to contact me, Morrell at WeLibertarians.com. Like the page on Facebook. Our guests, hopefully, will not be totally ashamed of this episode and will share it from their own social media platforms as well.
I think we had a great episode tonight, Jer.
This is either going to be a home run or we have struck out early and people quit listening long ago.
No, we had to pick me up right around the 1 hour mark.
To quote
Right when you guys were running out of steam.
to quote your dad, we really will try to do better next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the We're Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at We'reLibertarians.com.